Let's dive in.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
I'm stretching. It was cold today, guys. It's so cold.
It was so cold. Stupid
my
rain.
muscles are tight because it's cold. So
it was
suddenly.
bad.
And I got to stand in the rain. But hello, Federico and Lanto birthday cake. And hello, Estrak. I don't know why I added an R.
Ori, are we playing on YouTube yet?
Yes, in the wrong one.
Aha! That makes sense.
I was bad today.
Brilliant.
All right, and this needs to change. Art.
We'll try that again.
Prep. My bad. I was distracted. I was trying to do stuff.
I find it even funnier because the title card is Ace Tooney, but the title is Comic Corner and Chill.
Yeah, I'm fixing it. Averett.
Damn.
My brain is
Hi,
dying. Averett.
Hello,
Ref
Canadian. Hello,
sheet.
Estrak.
Hello.
Birthday
Hello,
cake. Lanto to you
Mason.
too.
Okay, I think. Why is it offline now? What is happening? Is this one still not right?
I think the internet just did itself.
An error occurred. Please try again later. What is happening? Okay. Are we on YouTube? Is there something happening on YouTube? It's just the wrong thing?
There is something on YouTube. It's just labeled Comic Corner.
Okay, I'll fix that somewhere else then.
Yeah.
This does count. Yeah, and it's Canadian Lucifer's fault because they're here.
I'm sorry,
and I'll never
Canadian
actually
Lucifer,
be mad at Canadian Lucifer,
power.
But I will blame
I don't know
them.
where you acquired this power.
Studio.
Kind of scary on it.
It's a wild thing.
I don't know how you're doing it.
Content. Lives. We're live. Okay.
Yeah, no, today was wild. Today was cold. Wet, rainy. Ah, it feels good to be inside with.
Yeah, it was so wet and rainy today. My goodness, can we work, please? Thank you. I would love this.
You love walking in the rain, Estrak?
I don't love walking in the rain.
I don't mind it
for a lot,
but it was too cold to enjoy.
So cold today, and I was just like standing out there.
A warmish rain, like lukewarm. I'd be okay with that.
Okay, thumbnails. This one is in downloads.
And what a burden you carry, Canadian. What a burden.
Is your mic turned down really far, Mars?
It was. I just fixed it. I'm in between two dots now. Is this better?
Yeah, you were just cutting in and out at the last word, and I'm like, yeah, it's just Discord cutting you off because your mic is so low. I'm like, that's pretty much what it definitely was. All right.
Nope, the bottom spun, and I didn't realize. That's on me. My bad, guys.
Okay, I think everything should be good now. I think our thumbnail and information should all be correct. And yeah, everyone's here. YouTube's here. Twitch is here. We're good. That's all that matters.
The gang's all here.
Welcome. Hello to the first week of Art Fight Prep. Woo! Woo-hoo! Yay, Art Fight!
Oh, so exciting!
All right, for those who don't know, but I think all of you do, but I'm gonna do the spiel every time anyway because I want to. I want to talk about it.
It's a fun spiel.
It's a fun thing to talk about.
Listen to the spiel.
I wonder if Averett has a name for his sword. So that is a real type of hilt, but that's not what his actual sword looks like anymore. I should actually bring that reference in here. I actually fully designed his sword later with the help of Dylan. He's my weapons boy.
Dylan knows his weapons.
Yeah. So this is his sword now. Big boy, big boy. And it's based off the Swiss saber, so. I mean, I probably will, Mason. But we'll see. I make 0 guarantees, but I do try my best. I try my best to revenge. I have done good the past 2 years.
I mean, you do good in years past.
Yeah, I have, so.
We'll see what this year
Catching them Forged to Fire reruns. No, but my father was literally talking about that to me like 2 days ago this week. Literally had a whole phone call related to a bit. It went from him filling his shotgun shells to like loading them to then talking about that guy in Forged in Fire who does like the will it cut, will it kill? And then at the end, he's it will kill. And and everyone was just like, oh, that's just like a quirk of him, like accent shit. They just says kill that way. It's just the accent thing. And it turns out, no, he's making like an inside sword joke about like sword fighting because like there's an acronym that's pronounced keel.
Oh, Allie, welcome.
Something like that. But yes, art fight. And so, I probably won't, Mason, because if I'm being honest, I don't like this death. The slasher fics are a lot. I can't do with a lot of gore and stuff, and they're not for me. I watched
Mason, this is why I preview stuff for Ori before I recommend.
My favorite live action things are Jason Bourne, but my favorite is Mission Impossible. I love Mission Impossible so much. Mission Impossible is the magic of friendship spies, the live action show. Oh, like this is beautiful. Everything I ever want. The next one, did it come out or it's coming out?
I think it's coming out.
It's May 20 something.
I'm pretty sure it's coming out.
Did you see the first Dead Reckoning Part 1, Esdrock? Because, oh, so good. On the edge of my seat. My mother will cry about how tightly I gripped her hand for that one. Whew! I need to know how it ends. Oh, so good, so good, so good. That's the only one Dylan hasn't seen yet, because when we binged them, that one wasn't out yet, and then when it came out, he was in the throes of studying for the bar.
Ah.
Amazing.
So he's got some catching up to do.
But, so, art fight. What is art fight? Art fight is a thing that's been going on since 2007. But in 2016, it got its own website that's just done by the community. It's all like a volunteer thing, right? Any proceeds from their merch and fundraising stuff literally goes to the existence of the website because it hosts a lot of people. And that is why big art fight thing, it goes down on the first day because there's so many people trying to go in. The website is not down, it just literally can't have so many people on at once because that's really fucking expensive to have that many people on at once. So, starting now, guys, now you do have to be careful because sometimes people will still be updating what characters they have on their art fight. But I would start now trying to scoping it out and picking some references out to have on hand when the time comes. But do double check as we get closer to it because people will change what is available and not. And you don't want to draw a character that you can't do, unfortunately. You don't want to do that.
It happens more often than you would think.
Yes, art fight is old, but not older than us. Like most things, Penguin, internet-related. Most internet-related things are old, but not older than us, which is a wild thing to think about. I think Google is 1 month younger than me, or 1 year younger than me.
I think it's 1 year, if I'm remembering correctly.
I know its birthday's in September.
Pretty sure it's... Could I be right?
No, 1998. Yeah, September.
Oh,
1
shit.
month. Less than a month. Wow. Google is...
Those birth dates really aligned.
5 days younger than me. Hello, Lex.
Hi, Lex. Welcome.
And, not sure if you dislike the second I'm trying to remember. The second one is bad. No. The second one is bad, Esdrock. Dylan specifically watched that one and was like, oh my god, this is... And he kept making comments. I was like, wait. Because that stuff is solved later. Like, they deal with, like, everybody has a mask and everybody's ripping off the mask. I think it's hilarious. If you don't remember, I edited a Steel Samurai thing in our Turnabout Samurai playthrough with Mission Impossible 2, which I'm very proud of. I think that's one of the most hilarious edits I've made.
Oh, that was amazing.
No, I really love... I will say... So, 6 is really, really good. 4 will always have a place in my heart. One is fine, but I compared to later ones, it's great. I always, people like 5. I don't dislike 5. I just find that one a little forgettable overall. I remember 4 very hard. I remember 3 very hard. I remember 6 and now 7 very hard. So yeah. Pretty sure Kim Possible's older than you by a year or two. It's a 2000 show, so possibly. It's not older than us. It's old, but not older than us, nope. As we said before.
Not older than us.
Not older than us. But... I thought he did... I thought,
Wasn't he in 4?
No, he wasn't in 4, but I thought the Hunger Games came out after 3, didn't it? And he was in that. Hunger Games was 2012.
Cold
2006.
And
yeah, no, 2012.
How is that possible?
He was in the first Hunger Games movie, which was 2012. So yeah. And Mission Impossible 3 was 2006. So no. Wasn't the last one. Kim was 2001. Kim Poth. Yeah, I think 2002.
Saying 02.
Yeah, I think it was Kim Possible release date. Yep, 2002.
It's the good stuff.
To 2007. God, shows don't run like they used to, man.
No, they really don't, and it depresses the hell out of me.
So sad.
I wish.
You don't know, please ask. You were wondering what website I used to upload the pictures of my art profile. It's Discord, but the images won't load. Yes, so Discord is notoriously finicky about that. What I ended up doing is I do have a toy house now, which does seem to be the best option. If I'm being completely honest. In the past, I have used Dropbox. You can't really use Google Drive. It just doesn't like it either. Imgur works sometimes. So what I will say is I am very willing, if y'all want to give me images, I can upload them to a toy house that is literally image holding for art fight peeps. I'd be more than down to do that. There's not a limit or anything. And y'all can use those links if you want. I'm gonna make that a thread. If you guys are interested in that, I will make it a thread in our art fight channel. For those who don't know, we have an art fight channel.
We do. Fairly new, too.
So yeah, so you have an art fight channel under show off. It's very near the top. It has a little knife. And that has a thread where you can post your art fight links. Mason, I'm gonna say, yeah, most people don't have a toy house. It's weird. The way I got very lucky to get a toy house, and literally the only way I got very lucky to get a toy house was the fact that I was looking for one, and somebody had just then posted that they had a fuck ton of codes on Reddit and were willing to give one out if you commented. And I was like, hey, you got one? And I was like, and they were like, yeah, here you go. And I was like, sweet.
Sweet.
Sadly, that thread is closed now. But yeah, so I'm going to make a thread.
Doesn't mean there couldn't be another one in the future.
Yes. Unfortunately, I will not get codes, at least currently, solely because the way you get codes is by buying like the Toy House Premium thing, which I currently don't feel the need to do. But who knows? I am enjoying it more than I expected to. I expected it to be more of a tool than anything. So let me make an announcement. Toy House image link holding. If you want to have images on your art bite profile, but don't have a good place
or he's going deep into the
them to
here.
Be where you can get links. Post them here.
Yeah, Federico, how is it both cold and humid?
Yeah, it's gross. It's horrible. It's called clammy, and we hate it.
Disgusting. Clammy, yeah.
Upload them to a special Toy House.
Yeah,
character.
It wasn't sticky out today, but I think I'd almost prefer that over how cold it was. Like, at least if I'm sticky, I'm not freezing.
To use. All right. There's that. And then I need... nope. Stop, please. Please, thread. Create thread. Beautiful.
Make the thread.
Link to character to come soon. Boop. Done. There's a thread. You post them in there. I don't know if there's another way to do it. I think it has to be a character. Submit. I guess a character is fine. Let me get the Art Fight logo. Yes. No, any questions? Toy House or a Toyota? Yeah, nice. You have no house nor toy house? Aw, not no house.
Cold because you're getting close to winter. Humid because that is the geography. I am so sorry, Federico.
Okay, let's copy image, file.
That just sounds torturous, and I am so sorry.
Let's make sure I'm not showing things. We're not good.
Here is hoping.
Art.
Hopening?
Right,
Here is
logo.
hopening. Yes, that's
Here's
what I wanted to
hopening.
say. Here is hoping for nicer weather this weekend.
Yeah, Americans have holiday
that.
weekends, which I'm very happy about, because man, do I need it.
Yes. 4-day weekend. Let's go.
What's the difference between resource bases, profile assets? Ah, I like that. Okay, I think that's what I want. Art, Fight, profile, image, holding.
Oh, summoning couch mason.
Unfolded, that's fine.
Let's see.
Equal to.
And go.
I think that's fine.
The owner of Toy House.
I don't want this. Yeah, that's.
See, I unfortunately don't know all the ins and outs of Toy House. I wish I did.
There are a bunch of things you can look at on Google, on YouTube, about Toy House that you can see.
What? Toy House. Go away, AI. Allows users to create character profiles, worlds, and post on the website forum.
Toy
Pretty nice.
House.
Having all your stuff in one place.
Source link.
It actually reminds me of when we attempted to use an actual site to keep track of all the Outcast stuff.
Yeah, so...
Like we actually tried to put our, our plot details and reference sheets in there, and then it just kind of died.
I find it to basically be a glorified folder holding system, but that's just easily organizable and accessible to other people. So, like, you know, you can go into my characters, and then you can go, like, you can see, let's say, me, right? And you don't need an account to look at it at all, right? And then you can see, and I have, like, my character has my stream Sona Ori, and then that one has all the different, like, Ori 2.0, Ori 1.0, fan art of Ori. You can go to Camden, which is the Origami Curio thing, and it has all the official art of Camden. There's no fan art of Camden, but that's fine. But you have Camden 1.0, Camden 2.0, and Camden 3.0, which is a wild thing to think about.
Ori, are you showing this on screen right now?
I am not. Okay. I am not.
Just checking.
No,
it's definitely not showing.
I am not. You can go. There is a link in our link thing, I think. Put it somewhere.
Yes, check it out.
What are you?
I perused it. It's very cool.
Oh, shit, Mars.
And it's all very organized, which sings to the
you want him to match your other one?
No, I'm trying to decide if they did him dirty or not with that pose.
That's
but then they also
pose,
gave
though.
him the stubble.
I don't know. He definitely makes that pose. I feel like it's equally as, like, weird as, like, the...
He does, but it's like
1980s
like,
Vash poses.
So weird.
Where their, like, torsos are bent. I'm okay with it, if I'm being honest. I don't know why the nose...
It just looks like he's about to go into his split and I'm dying.
Yeah, well, you know, I make fun of him for his sockless feet.
Because clearly one of the legs is supposed to be further behind him.
So if you use an intense space, yes, I will not upload them right away when you put them in there, but I will do it this weekend probably. So, and I'll let y'all know. I can say, like, so basically, if anybody who wants to be able to put images on their Artfight profile, okay, as, like, in their profile thing. So let me actually show you that. I can show this now.
Let's show off while we educate the math.
And let me bring this over here. And then this over here. So this is Artfight. This is my profile page specifically. If you want to even view the Artfight stuff on Artfight, you will need an account. You cannot view anything really without an account. So I know Enthuse and Mars, though they don't have characters and both don't draw, they still have accounts because they want to be able to spectate. That's a thing you can do. So these are my personal images. They're in my toy house, and you need a link to where the image lives on the internet in order to put them in your profile. So if you want to use images like this in your profile here, put them in this Discord thread that's called Toy House Image. I don't think you can see it. You can see it. Toy House Image Link Holding. Do that. And then every once in a while, I will upload them to my Toy House, which that link is in there, where you can get it. And I will post in that thread every time that I upload a bunch of images to say they were uploaded. But yeah, and then these are all, like, buttons you can have with links. I'll go more into Artfight stuff at a later time. We plan to have an Artfight 101, where I do plan to mostly go over, like, culture and etiquette and, like, tips and tricks more than, like, site navigation.
I remember the etiquette last year was a little hit and miss.
Bunch. So I will talk about, like, these buttons and stuff. And I will talk about these, like, assets and decorations and things, because those are more like you gotta know Artfight. They're not necessarily a site navigation thing. If you want to know how to navigate the site and how to do a little bit of code, There's a ton of YouTube videos about that. Same with Toy House. Mason wanted to show theirs. I don't...
Hello, Empire. Welcome, welcome.
I can do it
Not
this way.
Tumblr. It is ArtFight.
Yeah,
the
ArtFight.
main ArtFight website.
It is not Tumblr. Where is Mason thing? There it is. This is Mason's. So Mason hasn't done a lot profile stuff.
Whose art is going to get a KO?
So,
So it's not about knocking your opponents out.
Yeah, for very, very basic thing, ArtFight is a art, and it totes itself as an art trading game, but you really need to think about it as an art gifting game. Okay? So...
that's the key word there.
Yes. So you should not go into ArtFight if you cannot accept that you may not get any attacks. Now the goal is to hopefully you find people and you will get attacks, but there's a lot of work. It's only a month and there's a lot of people. So, don't go into it with the sole goal of I'm going to make art and people will make art for me. You want to go into it with I want to draw other people's cool OCs because they make really cool characters. And I want to have fun doing
my
that.
Style.
Yeah, I want to have fun experiencing drawing other people's cool art. Okay? Now, it may come with the added benefit of people drawing your characters, but the main issue that people had last year is a lot of people from TikTok came over who did not understand that expectation and got upset about it and felt obligated. There's no obligation to draw anybody's art or to have your art drawn. You're supposed to do it for the love of the craft, okay? The team thing and the point system is basically just a framing device. It is meaningless. You don't get anything for winning, except technically
the
clout.
Satisfaction of?
Technically, on your, those ribbon things people have is like a little crown. Hello, Pastry Puff. That, you were the winner. That team was the winner. But, that's literally it. Okay? The goal is to go in and draw other people's characters, okay? I need to make this very, very clear. All for the love of the game, baby. Yep. Don't go in thinking it's a trade. That's it. Good, Penguin. Then you must stay here with us.
You to watch.
And
Harry, your dog wants to watch too. You must give him what he wants.
But yeah, I'll go into a little more in depth with the ArtFight 101. But the big thing is that in order to participate in ArtFight and not just be a spectator, you need characters on your thing for people to draw. And then so you can draw other people's. And for people to have the easiest, best, most fun time drawing your characters, you want to have good reference. Now, that does not necessarily mean going out of your way to draw full reference sheets like I'm doing. However, I enjoy that, and I enjoy having these, and I also make them paper dolls where I can draw their clothes on their naked bodies and have them in different outfits because it's easy that way, and then I only have to draw the character once instead of 80 bajillion fucking times. So, you'll lose an arm that way, Mason. And a leg. Or your entire body. But
I want to continue the joke, but that would be spoilers. Shan't.
So all the rest of the Outcast boys got an update for last year's ArtFight into the style of my cool, epic reference sheet. Now, Averett, now that he's gonna be very featured in the comic at this point, he has to get his own because his reference sheet is from 2021, which hurts a little bit. But yeah, it's old. Loved by even animals. I mean, yeah, Dichotomy has said in the past that his cat will come over. And we all know that Mars's cat just comes over. Now, whether or not that's for Ace Tooney is to be, a up to interpretation.
I think Dichotomy's cat is because Dichotomy has mentioned that the cat hears us talking and comes running over.
Yeah.
Misty, she just wants attention. She can't hear us. I'm on my headphones. The sound is isolated to just me.
I'm not making him left-handed, Mesa, and the reason I'm not making him left-handed, and I specifically made him not left-handed, is because he had to learn the sword. And in the relative time period that we would be, no one's accommodating for stuff like that. So whether he was or was not left-handed, we're not doing like an arc where he was forced to be right-handed. So it's just not worth it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I am striving to make him right-handed.
That Averett can go through.
Yes. Also, Ferrix is ambidextrous. So, you know, we do have that boy adding to his troubles.
His trouble?
Partially. Because usually ambidextry does not manifest as equal all the time for everything. It means that some things you want to use one hand and some things you want to use the other hand. So if he preferred to write with his left hand, he's fucked even if he can do shit with his right hand. I don't know, Mason. I'm not gonna.
Only one of the links was left-handed.
Yeah, most of the links were left-handed.
Skyward Sword Link right-handed for
and Twilight Princess.
Controls?
Yeah, it was the motion controls.
Why do I always forget about that one?
Really? You remember Skyward Sword, but you forget Twilight Princess? What is this?
For some reason, I don't know why.
Wild.
Crazy.
Are you left-handed, Mason? My father's left-handed.
My brother is left-handed.
One year for Christmas, all of the Christmas gifts I gave my dad, it was Christmas or Father's Day, I can't remember. I think it was Christmas. But I literally just got my dad all the things labeled left-handedness, like left-handed things. And he really appreciated it.
That's amazing.
Your nobody is left-handed? Only on such for the Wii. Yeah. Because you were doing the motion control shit. Look at Averett's little
only
notebook.
Right-handed on the Wii?
Yeah, because they wanted it to line up with your motion control. Even though, okay, let me
I'm trying to remember if there was like a way to switch it.
Well, you can play Twilight.
You did play left-handed.
Definitely not. You didn't. You never held the. No. See, that's like. You don't have left-handed gaming controllers. You just learn to play it that way. You don't have left-handed instruments. You just learn to play it that way. I mean, technically, there are left-handed guitars, and you can string a guitar. Some guitars a certain way, but it's weird. And the point is that there's not really a handedness to it. That'd be like, oh, I play piano left-handed. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to use both hands equally. But same with guitar, okay? Yeah, you're fretting with your left hand and you're strumming with your right, but, like, you're still doing mind games with both hands, you know? So it's like...
True. I can't argue with that logic.
The game one, when you're using both hands on a controller, it is, like, you need to use both hands. Yes, but see, that Penguin is because you're not using both. Well, you are. Some people play baseball right-handed, even if they're left-handed.
But I think it's just like the preferred hand.
Well, it's you're used to throwing with stuff, but and it's not as like ambidextrous forcing as I would say like a game is, or you know, like piano. When you catch a baseball in your offhand and then have to throw it with your on hand, you know, that is like
then you have to throw it with your on hand.
Two distinct moments, right?
So then the glove would need to be on your offhand. So you can throw.
That's why there's left-handed baseball gloves. That means they go on your right hand, because you need to throw with your left hand.
We learned in Ace Attorney.
That's what I said in Ace Attorney. But yes, they tell that in Ace Attorney.
I'm pretty sure we learned that.
It was talked about in Ace Attorney. Yes. Mars, I don't know if you saw this, but someone asked. I can't remember. I feel like it was Estrock, but it might have been Penguin. Ooh. Does Averett name his sword?
Does Averett name his sword? That's a good question. Honestly, I've not considered that up till now. I'm trying to think with his upbringing and how seriously he takes things.
I feel like he so okay.
I'm leaning towards no.
Yeah, and my first my gut reaction is no, and the reason my gut reaction is no is because he's Navy, so the sword is the classic gun. This is my sword. There are many like it, but this one is mine, right? You're not naming it, but it is like an issued weapon to you, right? So it's not, you're not individualistic.
It as his.
Yes, but like it's not special.
I also feel like he
if
was
that makes
brought
sense.
Up to really like respect the military too.
Oh,
and,
definitely.
Like, if he was caught like saying the name or something like that, like even in private, he'd be like, "Oh no, that's cringe. I can't do that."
And yeah, exactly. That's like a big thing. But then the other part of me is he got a little rebellion in him. So
he's got a little rebellion, but it's gonna take something to make it.
But I also feel like that at that point where he might name his sword, he wouldn't be using that sword.
Yeah. No, I feel like by that point, he would get an entirely new weapon.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the answer we've definitively come to is no.
I think we're going with no on that one.
Milano would name his sword. I don't think Milano would even go that hard though, Mason. Like, he named everything very literally. So he'd name it like Good Slice or something.
Okay, that just sounds like a bread company.
Nice Slice. That's what he'd call it.
Nice Slice.
Yep, done. That's the Milano.
See, I was gonna go with Silver Slice or Silver Streak.
See, it's too cool, right? It has to be very, like, matter of fact. Don't be sorry, Mason.
You don't have to apologize, man.
Also, Milano doesn't really use a sword. He's got his claws and his teeth for that.
He's got the claws.
Yeah, he does carry a knife, but that's less of a... That's more of like a precision instrument.
Precision and writing tool, as we could clearly see.
No. He used his claws as the writing tool. I guess Hotson could have used it.
Well, he offered it to Hotson, so clearly he's like, this'll work.
This is the big thing. Knives, actual...
Exactly, Struck. Why carry sword? I am weapon.
Exactly. But see, knives, actual knives, sharpened knives, actually cut where really nothing in very few things in the animal kingdom actually cut, where claws are for ripping and tearing. So like a knife is still needed to like cut a rope or like trim a sail or like, you know, do precision related things.
Basically do like the handiwork, like the day-to-day living.
You know, he can't use his claws as like an axe. Right. You know, like they do need tools for that sort of thing. But when it comes to like an altercation, he's going to opt for his built-in, you know, weapons because that's easiest. They have to have a dirk, though.
A dirk? I feel like that was a video game.
Wait, why are we talking about names? Are we talking about the sword name? Swordy McSwordface.
I think it's the sword name.
It's after Bodie McBoatface. Thankfully, they didn't name their boat Bodie McBoatface. Thank God Milano got past that.
Yes,
myth busted. Exactly. At least in Kim Possible, Rufus gnaws through a rope. Which is a thing that they could do.
Which checks out.
Yeah, it does check out. Oh, yeah. I mean, animals, even humans can bite through shit. I bite through tags all the fucking time. I do remember Skylanders, yes.
Yes. I remember the commercial Skylanders. One of my friends had a whole big collection. I think it was actually his brother that had the collection, but they literally had like thousands of Skylanders.
Wild. I didn't need to sell Kim Possible anymore. I know. But, I'm still gonna fucking sell it.
Penguin.
Still gonna sell it. I actually have
just that good.
Ron fan art in a sketchbook.
Oh, damn.
With my Carmen Sandiego fan art. No, I definitely showed it to you.
Must have been back in the day.
Oh, yeah, it's old. I just tried to write Camden when I meant to write Carmen.
We will continue to sell KP. Good. They don't make them like they used to, guys. They really don't.
Zach, yeah, I have a fan art of Zach and Ron together. I don't think it's in the sketchbooks I have here. If it is, I'll show it off. It might be. There's a chance.
The chances are never zero. That's always the thing you need to remember. A good
amount of sketchbooks here, but I don't have like my entire backlog, so it's like it could be in a different one.
Awesome. But again, the chances are never zero.
The chances are never zero. We got lots of stuff. Ooh, that was a big chunk at a time.
Ooh, enjoyed that fried chicken, Mason.
Ooh, yummy. I have Thaddeus in this one.
Ooh. Oh, now we're going back in time.
And Danica.
Oh shit, I forgot about Danica.
I forgot about Danica.
It's funny because I started off with having a backstory for her and this whole idea of like the school of martial arts she came from, but like in the canon of the game we played, I don't know, I just didn't play her in a way that was interesting enough.
It was also a really like short campaign, and definitely it was focused on the mystery, so it wasn't really a lot of opportunity to. Nah, it's in a sketchbook I don't have with me.
Couldn't flesh her out.
In another sketchbook. You had to be named Dick than Dirk.
Ooh, you got black bee penguin. Very nice. I have some orange.
Oh.
Delish.
Okay, my parents went to Italy. That's why I had the doggo. And they were in Rome. And they bring me back gifts because that's my fee for watching the doggo. It's not really. They're just nice. And,
No, you charge a fee for everything that you go through.
The fee I charge is being able to complain about her to them every day, every morning. That's the actual fee. I'm literally like, I will always take her, Mom, but I do reserve the right to bitch about it. So they brought me back Earl Grey tea from Rome. And I gotta say, I've always liked Earl Grey, but it is one of the more finicky flavors of tea. Like, you really gotta get a good one. It's very easy to make, like, too bitter. This one is my favorite one ever. Oh my god, it's perfect.
Ooh.
Oh my god, it's great.
Dang, that's the good stuff.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Federico, we never said we don't love the dog.
No,
the dog is very
If
loved.
I didn't love the dog, if I didn't love the dog, then we would be not having the dog. I love the dog so much that I suffer for a week and a half.
Exactly. That is how much the love extends. We do it for her.
We do it for her, indeed.
No, the dog has committed crimes.
The dog commits many crimes. Guys, I got it. The dog commits crimes in her own home. Crimes. You want to hear the dog? You want to hear the crime the dog committed in her own home today? So not my home.
Yes.
My mother's own home. They just bought a rug. They got this nice, light-colored, long 8-foot runner rug. It came yesterday.
I feel like your parents only have themselves to blame here.
I mean, no. Just hold on. They bought this new rug. It is a light color. They put it down. Immediately, same day they got the rug, Riley, my dog, had diarrhea. And not on the rug. No. And not only did she have diarrhea on the rug, she then proceeded, because in her old age, I don't know what it is, but she really, really, really wants to step in it. Not actually want to step in it, but just the actions that she does are always like, I need to, when she poops outside, I need to physically remove her and like hold her leash down away while I clean up the poo, because she just needs to step in it. And so obviously nobody was there, so she stepped in it and then proceeded to track it around the house.
Not only getting a rug, getting a light-colored rug.
The rug is fine. The dog is also fine. I was drinking tea. The rug is fine. The dog is also fine. The rug is specifically a very cheap rug that is flexible so it can go in the washing machine. I'm sorry, you're not safe in this chat.
No,
you never
not
have
at all.
been.
What made you guys think you were
the
safe?
amount of like grossness that honestly mostly Mars. No offense to Mars, but like mathematically, it's mostly Mars
kids,
talks about.
it's
Yeah,
unavoidable.
I'm just saying she goes into detail. No warning. We don't give warnings for that in this chat. We give warnings for most spoilers, and that's it. Those are the only warnings y'all get. Otherwise, this conversation could take a turn to anything at any point in time.
Oh, the taxi fighter alley. So cute.
We're drawing more shit.
In the sketchbook.
Oh. Oh.
It was me who said that kids leak.
Aww.
I hate to tell you this. Cats also leak. So do dogs.
Okay, we're done here. No, okay. I gotta. Without.
You want to know what my cat just did? Oh, she embarrassed me in the nail salon.
What?
So bad. We had to take Misty to get her claws clipped because she has some monster claws on her. Like, oh my god, guys! Like, these are Milano claws. They are thick. We cannot cut through them with our own clippers.
Yeah.
So we just take her to the nail trimmer, the pet groomer, to get them done. And the last time I took her, we got her in the pet carrier. All was fine. We walked in the door. Now, I don't know what set her off. I know when I walked in there, it really smelled of, like, really, really smelled of animal. And I almost gagged.
Damn.
Meanwhile, poor Misty, we walk inside, and as I'm talking to the guy, like, yeah, here's what we're here to do today, all of a sudden I hear, and like, if anybody knows that sound when a cat starts doing that, I'm like, oh no. So she gets sick inside her own carrier. And when it comes time to take her out of...
She's covered in it?
The now very filled carrier, unfortunately. Yeah. She doesn't want to come out. So the guy clipping her claws decides to shake her out, and in the process, gets stuff all over her, which I'm like, okay, thanks.
Hey, that's what he wanted to do. Now clean up.
That's on you. You're cleaning that up. As he starts trimming her nail, she just goes to the bathroom on his table. So I'm just staying there like, okay, Misty, is there anything else you want
in there?
To do?
Yeah. Do you have anything else in you? Anything else in the chamber at this point? Yeah.
Are you empty yet? We've evacuated the front. We've evacuated the back. Is there anything else I should be aware of?
Oh my
Luckily,
goodness.
she was okay on the ride home, but...
Well, that's good.
God.
No, I gotta tell you, my mother...
What else would you like to do?
My mother's such, like, a hypocrite in one specific sense. If she is eating food, she can't take it. She can't take it. You can't talk about... And I'm talking, like, really mundane shit. Like, I can't talk about, like, worms in, like garden worms in the backyard doing garden worm things. Like, slug... Like, you can't say anything around her if she's actually eating. Second, she's not eating, though. My mother is queen of TMI. My mother is the queen of TMI. I saw her...
She shares the tea and she wants the tea.
Last Wednesday, So not this past Wednesday, last Wednesday, I was with her for the day because I was getting errands done and stuff. And yeah, she tells me all about how, something she ate didn't agree with her. And I got not incredibly detailed, but way more detailed than I would have wanted. Descriptions of how her day was after that. No.
It's funny because I literally had that the other day. Tuesday was wild, you guys.
Getting revenge.
I was at work, and I finished up with one of my midday clients. And I changed location after that particular client. So I'm like, this is a good time to call my mom. I'm going to check in with her or make sure she knows what my plan is. So I give her a call. And as soon as she gets on the phone, I just hear, oh, hey, Mars, how's it going? And I'm like, what's the matter? And my mom just immediately starts describing everything she's going through. Her stomach was not having a good time that day. She's like, I'm going to pass out. This isn't good. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to cancel the rest of my sessions and come home and take care of you. But by the time I got home, mess.
Oh, yeah.
Mess. Not good.
I have a really funny statement, and that is
wild.
The first set of wireless noise canceling headphones, over the ear headphones that I bought myself, I ended up getting Dylan because I liked them so much, and he really needed good headphones for Ace Tooney stuff. And so I got them for him for Christmas, and he's telling me about how he was wearing them and they noise cancel so good because his mother came home from partying and was throwing up in the bathroom apparently, and he didn't hear a thing, and his bedroom is right next to the bathroom. And I was like, oh my God, Dylan, that's absolutely hilarious because no, it gets better. It gets better. I got my headphones, and very quickly after, and remember I had mine before his, very quickly after I had my headphones, one morning, my mother tells me about how, oh yeah, she was violently sick all, into the night. I was up late. I was unemployed at the time. Up into the night because of some food poisoning incident. And she's like, you didn't hear me? And I was like, not a sound. No. So now Dylan tells me this story, and I'm like, oh my God, Dylan, why is the thing that these headphones do is drown out the sounds of our mothers throwing up? One, but both of us had the same pair of headphones, and both had unrelated accounts of our mothers being sick while the headphones were drowning it all out.
That's amazing.
I cannot.
Jeez. Again, that is the advertisement right there. That's the Yelp review.
Yeah, really.
These headphones drowned out the sound of my
one of those things that you get
sick.
read on like Amazon reviews or some shit, right? It's like, oh yeah.
That fits right in with all the reviews for the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears.
Yeah.
It fits right in. It's right at home with that kind of review.
Yeah, exactly. Or honestly, the Reagan era Taka plushie reviews. Why? Okay. Can somebody explain?
There was also a leggings review where someone was like, I went rolling down a hill and I did this and I did that, but the leggings held up great. Not a single rip.
Can anybody explain why the community of Reagan Arataka fans wish to do his plushie harm? I don't understand. I love my trash man, but I don't want to flush him down the toilet. He doesn't deserve it. He just.
Okay, I'm looking up the plushie.
You never watched those reviews of him, of the voice, the English voice actor reading the plushie reviews on Amazon videos? Allie's put them in Discord twice. But, oh my God, there's two
parts. The plushie
parts.
is horrendous, I gotta say.
I just don't. Cuteness aggression? I would not say that the plushie is too adorable.
That doesn't feel like cuteness aggression. When I see Vash, I don't want to throw him in a toilet. That's different. Cuteness aggression would be, I want to squeeze it until it can't breathe anymore.
Yeah, it's not cute. The plush is not something I'd be
hideous.
like this is adorable. Oh my God, it's so fluffy. I want to die. It's just a thing.
This would be a gag gift I would get Ori, honestly.
Yeah, like he's just like a guy. But then the reviews are like...
It's like if someone took a U2's and turned it into a plush. Those are the proportions.
So, top review. Help, random man won't leave. This man came to my house claiming he was an exorcist, so of course I let him in because I've been having nightmares and dreams of crashing my head into the floor after hearing a certain rumor. He comes in to examine the floor and says, I got to pay him extra for his knees? Being hurt in the process? What? Whatever, doesn't matter. He gets up quickly and does a weird thing with his hands before pulling out table salt, claiming it'll kill the ghost in the floorboards. Right after, he yelled, "Salt splash!" throwing the salt everywhere. I just mopped the damn floors! He righted his tie, looked at my dumbfounded face and said, well, my job is done, before walking over to my bed, fixing it up, and laying on it. Then he had the gall to say, oh yeah, you owe me for fixing your bed. So also, bed too. Also, can I stay here tonight? My office built down and got destroyed, so I have nowhere to stay. I'll give you 25% off, 10%, if you... I can't even read this. If you do. He didn't even let me say anything before grabbing money out of my purse, kicking off his shoes and laying back. I guess I have a new roommate now. Oh yeah, did I mention he still took the money? I did love this man, honestly. I don't have nightmares anymore. Got rid of the thing haunting my house. He's the best roommate, and I have no problems with this random kid in my house helping him do his job, than a grown man and a ghost. But otherwise, 10 out of 10. He made me write that last part. Yeah, it's Reagan. I love torturing the little thing by throwing it around like a volleyball. Like, why? Pictures of him being choked?
Why would you do that?
Like, it's like the reviews are funny. Giving him to the dog. Like my boy.
Poor man.
Like, I think it's a Stockholm syndrome.
Reagan. Why would you do
I
that?
think the plushie is fine. I don't think the plushie is, oh my god, ooh, adorable. You know, where it's like cuteness aggression. You know what I'm saying? Like, Teru Vash is closer to that.
Teru Vash is cuteness aggression.
Yeah. His
Because
head looks
he's
like a
hella
balloon.
cute.
Yeah, it does. A plushie of your wife. Ooh, nice. There you go, Mason. You can complete the shrine.
Sakura from Windbreaker plushie is adorable.
I have a Laios plushie, and I have a pre-ordered other Laios plushie, and I am happy with them, but as like an overall thing, only Laios, because I love the man so much, and he does not have enough figures.
Excuse me, they're dead naming my boy in Windbreaker. It's Tsubaki-chan.
Oh no!
But the plush is very adorable.
When your brain go brr.
When the brain go brr.
Yeah.
I can't say I've heard of that one, Federico. Sure looks familiar. So maybe I do know that one.
Yeah, I have
This is where I copy and paste and go on a search.
I have this Laios plush. And then I am also getting the pre-ordered one.
Ah. So a fan.
And then I'm also getting this Laios plush. I will have 2 plushies that are human plushies that weren't physically made by someone. I do have a Rick plushie.
Oh, that one's
Rick.
kind of cute.
Which one? The first one or the second one?
The second one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something about the hair is just so charming.
It's more 3D than this one. I got this one because I'm like, he has like no figures and stuff, no merch. I'm gonna regret not getting this one. And I don't. He's not bad by any means. You know, I still enjoy him. He's still fine. But then I did see this one. I was like, okay, I actually like we can vibe.
No, we're not getting this reference sheet done.
We were never gonna get it done fully today. There's no fucking way.
Done, you guys.
I would say vast majority of stuff never get done on stream unless it's a specific timer-related event. And then that's still barely done. I think the only thing I could say that I finished on stream is the Pokemon Fuzinka with Rage is the only, like, I finished this piece start to finish on a stream. Like, fully done. And didn't compromise, like, really hard on anything.
And that was, like, due to
and we went
circumstance.
an extra hour overall because we started early and we ended same time. So overall, we don't finish it on stream. You want to know? Okay.
Not
However,
usually.
you want to see what the other
Like,
things
even
that
back
I was
in
doing?
our D&D days, like when we did making monsters hot and stuff, they weren't finished.
No, never. I have to figure out where all this stuff is. I'm like cleaning files slowly, so stuff is being moved.
It's called spring cleaning.
Yeah, it finally hit me. Is it in requests? It is requests. Dylan's party. So remember, that's what we were working on stream before. I have most of them finished.
On Tuesday. Oh, she's cute, Mason.
So this is the lines for the paladin that we did the colors and stuff for on Tuesday. And then I also did the druid. Look at her, so cute.
With the lines, they look very androgynous.
I nailed it at the end. Yeah, the lines, great. Love the druid, very cute. And then I was lining the witch. I think she's very pretty as well. Very fun.
Oh, there's
Thank you, Allie.
She's lovely.
Yeah. And then thankfully his session got postponed because I did not finish them all.
Hey!
Due to a matter of circumstances, one of which includes the AI shit.
Ugh. Yuck. Smash? Ori's job is done.
Thank you. Yeah, success. But yeah, Penguin, I'm glad you like him. The plan is to do it again. It's more just like, I know art fight's coming up, so that's like the next collab we're gonna have with Rage will be art fight related. And so it's just like, you know, trying to get everything done, do all this stuff. And
now
you know,
an
we were
actual deadline exists.
Yeah.
So many deadlines.
Yeah, oh my god, I have so many deadlines right now.
Crazy. Where did all these come?
It's just
What?
time of year
I checked,
sometimes.
we were good. We were on top of things.
Oh, no. We were never on top of things. We were marginally...
We weren't?
No.
Oh.
No.
I see.
The only thing I've been moderately on top of is the Ace Tooney YouTube videos. And the only reason I'm marginally on top of them
very regularly
is because, one, I had that first batch of Tangled Tower videos all done when I switched over, and now that I have 2 editors working on the subtitles, it's so much easier. My god, my lord.
You smashed when you first saw Averett. I mean,
oh yeah,
there's a reason he and Hotson are dating in Band AU.
Averett has to be hot. He has to compete with Milano. This is very important.
What's he reading? Wrong answers only? Smut. If I don't tell you something about his character, I don't know what will.
What a quick turnaround, though. The speed at which Mars said that is just hilarious to me.
How to Steal Your Girl 101. Bold of you to think.
It gives me specifically that book that Kakashi reads.
It does. It really fucking does. I am choosing it to be more like Nire's book.
It is more like Nire's book. It's specifically based off a moleskin journal that my father keeps.
Because I knew I wanted to have something for Averett to write down, like, all his little plans and schemes. And his notes. He's got a crew to run, after all. Nothing's wrong with Yowie hands, Estrock.
What are we talking?
That's tradition.
What are we talking about, Yowie hands? What's wrong with Yowie hands? They're particularly egregious. That's it. I think
anatomy-wise, they hurt Ori quite a bit.
I think that, like, you know, just flat saying, like, having big hands on a character is, like, a bad thing is obviously not founded in anything. But, like, the Yowie hands are specifically, they have no
where it's like,
reason to be.
Not human.
Yeah, there's a point where it's like, this is not aesthetically pleasing anymore. It is really, really funny, though. So, the mangaka... It
crosses the One Piece point.
The mangaka
I'm gonna call it the
for
One Piece threshold.
Sasaki and Miyano is specifically very often praised for the way they draw hands in Sasaki and Miyano and Hirono and Kagiura.
Draw everyone so well.
It's just so funny. So I have the, like, anthology, right? And so that's a bunch of other artists also drawing Sasaki and Miyano little, you know, comics. And at the end, they would always put, like, you know, like, oh, thank you so much for having me on here. I've always, like, blah, 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 you know, looked up to you, or, you know, whatever, something. And a lot of them are like, oh, and the way that they, you know, they draw hands. And it's just like, this is really funny to me. That is not what I notice when I look at Sasaki Miyano, if I'm being honest. But Apollo has Yowie hands? Does he? I can't look him up. There's no way. I don't think Apollo Justice has Yowie hands. I can't look him up.
He does have massive paws.
Incineroar, I have to look.
We can't look at Apollo for fear of spoilers, unfortunately. Estrock, if you can procure a picture for us.
Incineroar.
Oh, Pony, hello.
Hello.
I apologize if this is backseating. Save check. That is all. Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right, thanks.
I guess they're telling you to save.
Yes,
so you
they
don't
are
lose
telling
your
me to save.
Sorry.
I would actually say I don't think Incineroar has Yowie hands. Okay, sometimes Incineroar does have Yowie hands, but actually not all the time. Because the big thing, the anatomy thing, is that your hand is the size of your face.
Well, Incineroar gets away with it because
okay, yeah, but also.
Like, he's not human.
And his, like, thin...
Okay, this one's wonky.
His thin wrists do make it worse. This one in the anime, really, really egregious. But
yeah,
the 3D model, not really that bad. The size of his head is roughly the size of his hands. Which is the goal, anatomy-wise. It's just, he's got like thin wrists. Rule, right? Yeah, he's got thin wrists.
He's got the Vash issue. He's just got sticks.
Yeah, okay, Vash's fucking stick ankles end me every time. It's one not wearing shoes, not wearing socks, I'm sorry, in those fucking slip-on shoes. And then,
in the fucking sand.
Yeah.
Wolfwood, you maniac.
He does not. Apollo does not. Apollo's just a small boy with a large head. It doesn't look like they fit his head.
He'll grow into his hands.
I think his hands are fine. Hoppy, please. Yeah, no. You have to compare it to the head. Because that's so all of your body has, like, rough ratios, right? Obviously, these are things where, like, these are the mean and these are not the rule. But, like, your foot is the length of your entire head. Your hand is the size of your face, right? Your height is the size of your wingspan, something like that. Your hands can like go around your neck once. All this sort of stuff. Your hands can like middle finger to thumb over around your wrist. This is what I learned in Cyber Chase. But they're all, you know, generalities. So there are, you know, differences. But when you do an art, you want to start there and roughly go towards the bigger thing. But, you know, if we try to draw Apollo's hand down from his fist, right?
For science.
For science purposes, we got his knuckles. I'm just gonna be roughly guesstimating, because usually the thumb would come to like here, yeah, around there. Finger. He'd have roughly like that size of a hand. Roughly. And then if I go and I put that over his face, nah, pretty accurate. Maybe a little large. Maybe you could say it's a little large, but it's not Yowie hands. He's just got slightly bigger hands. That's what makes him an adult over a child, because otherwise he's very much a child.
Poor man.
He's just okay, I need a picture of Phoenix. This is very important to me.
Apollo is particularly baby though when compared to OG Phoenix.
It's not the height. It's really not the height. It's actually the broadness of the shoulders. Because what gets me about Trilogy, Phoenix, and Edgeworth, they are fucking broad as shit. And so Apollo comes in being pretty freaking average, but like the Ace Attorney style is like really broad men. I mean, then we literally say Gumshoe's a fucking door, right? And so it's like, then we have Apollo coming in here, and he's just like a small boy. Every time I draw Phoenix, I have to like put effort.
This must be when Ace Attorney entered their twink era. A child defense attorney. Oh no.
Yeah, Franziska. We're trying to get like the head size roughly. I think that's about, yeah, slightly bigger. So that's them at the same head size, okay? Now look at the shoulder difference. Look at the neck difference.
Jeez.
Like, I am particularly like, they draw Phoenix and Edgeworth really fucking broad. I'm sorry. I need Edgeworth to not be so broad. But like, Apollo then coming in, same franchise, it just makes him look really young.
Okay, they did enter the twink era when they made Ron Delight. I will admit.
This is true. Ron.
The main character twink era.
Ron was a big one.
Up until now, maybe we've had some twunk.
Okay, I'm gonna take the
Twunks
splash
and
image
himbos.
instead, because maybe this will be better. Maybe this will have a better size difference. I think Phoenix's neck is also just massive. Apollo has a slender neck compared.
Phoenix's neck is almost as big as his head.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense he can break down a door, so... So yeah, look at the shoulder difference.
God damn.
That's what's getting me. There's a difference between, like, being a short person and being a small person, right? And Apollo is both short and small. I don't know if this is accurate, but, like... Come on. Can you fault me that I thought he was, like, 16? Look at him.
Short king.
He's got baby face. I'm not against it, but like all I'm saying is like can't blame. Ooh, he's got an Apollo pointing for comparison. Oh my god, he's so small. He's so small.
Phoenix at least has 10 inches on Apollo. Like, look how tiny.
That's way too big.
He's just a baby.
Like again, There's a difference between short and slight, and Apollo is both, and it just makes him look younger. Which again, oh my lord! Look at this. Okay, at least the neck is the same here. Is the neck is not the same here, actually. Fuck.
No, it can't be.
The neck is skinnier. Look how slight he is compared to Phoenix.
That's closer than I thought it was gonna be. I gotta be honest.
Really? Look where this shoulder is.
Which one, Mason? We talking about Phoenix or Apollo?
Look at this shoulder. Apollo, I don't know. I don't know him well enough, you know, as like a person. He might be a Spitfire, you know? Because like Kay is on the smaller side, I think. Maya definitely is. Maya would definitely kick a lot of people's butts if she could try. There's 9 inches. So Apollo is 5 foot. And Phoenix is my height. Thanks. So Mars is taller than Apollo. And I am the height of Phoenix. All right, Mars, we know who you're cosplaying. No.
What?
No, I think Trucy's Mars's height. Is she not?
I think she is.
I think she is. So I'll be Phoenix, Dylan will be Averett, and Mars will be Trixie. And there you go. Everyone's height is accurate, and everyone's good.
So I am officially Ori and Dylan's child.
I mean, makes sense. You are the baby.
That was Dylan, Estrock. That was
Dylan, yes. Dylan jump scare. I will say Doug will never barge into the room unannounced. Thank God.
Well, that would be very rare.
Apollo's supposed to be 5'4", 5'5". That's with the hair. All I'm saying is that you can't fault me. I will say, the side view, they give him much more of a cut jaw. He definitely looks older in the point. The front one, he looks really baby. Okay? He looks really, really baby here. It's also like, is Phoenix's eyes like that? Phoenix, give me a front. See, look at where the eyes are in the head. I need a front Phoenix. You're a front Phoenix.
Without the hair, he's 5'0".
You're my least favorite image of Phoenix, but it's the only front-facing one I have.
We gotta use it.
This is my least favorite official art of Phoenix, right? He looks so wrong. I don't know what they did, but they didn't cook with this one.
Yeah, something's off.
Something's off about him. Okay. Still too big.
Is that, I mean, it could be a challenge, Estrock.
Is what a challenge. To get a better front-facing pic of Phoenix, right? It can't be the fucking, like, things, though. Okay. So this is what also makes Apollo look much younger. When Phoenix's head is this size, he has very small eyes. They're higher on his face. When Apollo has a much higher hairline, look at the hairline difference. I know Phoenix is tilted down slightly in this image, but still, that's bigger than the tilt down. Yet his eyes are way larger on his face proportionally, and they're lower on his face compared to the ears. These are all just things that make him look much younger. Yeah, this image does stare into your soul. I don't know. They just make him look younger. I'm not trying to diss Apollo. I love Apollo's outfit. I'm very excited to meet Apollo. I know he's Nicole's favorite. I know a lot of you guys love him. I'm very excited to meet Apollo. I don't want this to come across as I'm dissing Apollo. All I'm saying is that it's more than he's just a short man, right? That makes it... Because there's a difference. I meet a lot of short men, at least short compared to me, and they don't all look baby. Apollo does have baby face. Ahoge Phoenix is cursed? Oh, because he has the little tiny thing. This little tiny blibble here. I'm like, no. I love older 30-year-old Phoenix, right? I did this accidentally once because I like to add this thing, and then I saw him on the box, and I was like, yes, my boy, you've come into your own. You needed this. You needed this so bad. And also Vest.
He
like,
grew up.
Vest? And pocket watch? I didn't notice the pocket watch. My guy.
Like, I'm chill with that choice.
I'm here for this.
Ori, this is Edgeworth's influence.
Oh, yeah, no. Fucking yeah.
Like,
Edgeworth has had a vest this whole
Edgeworth
time.
Took this man, brought him to the closet, and dressed him up.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
He was like, right, you're gonna wear this.
Yes.
And you need a pocket watch so you know what time to come home tonight.
So good. There's dozens of us? What are we catching on?
You wish he kept the stubble.
I don't get me wrong, I enjoy Phoenix, but I love 30-year-old lawyer Phoenix. This gives me all like Dylan doesn't like spike his hair or anything, but like this is like Dylan dresses like Phoenix now, where he wears like a suit and a tie. Now, I will say, I like the color combinations better than Phoenix's. Phoenix's is not bad, but he's got a very bright tie. Dylan doesn't do that. Dylan matches the tie better. But then the vest, we're like, yeah, the vest just elevates. Pocket watch is fun, but the vest, really, look at him slimming. So slimming. Look at him go. Look at his shape. Smash. Spoilers, but smash. The only Phoenix I don't smash is Feeny. Cause he needs time to cook. He's too underdone. He needs time to cook. He can't come out of the oven yet. Yes, it's very interesting. So the butts of all the characters matter to me. And specifically is because, well, I want both Averett...
I do have a bit of an idea of how many fan comics exist.
Of what?
Of Edgeworth choosing the suit for Phoenix.
Oh, it's one of those things where it's like...
This is not horny. This is appreciation.
See, this is always the difference. This is always the difference. I will die on this hill because it's really weird to like think about how like allosexual people think is always like a baffling realization to me. I don't want them to touch me. I don't want to beat it. I don't want to touch them. They are very beautiful marble statues that are gorgeous. And then they have personality, which is also really cool. But, like, they can stay over there. I'm not taking Phoenix from Edgeworth, and I'm no way taking Edgeworth from Phoenix. They have each other.
That I lovingly throw peanuts at.
And I want them. What did you sent me something, and it was like, when I say I want them, I don't want to date them. I want to own them like a trophy in the corner.
I'm pretty sure
a collection.
It was either a Boggo short or a chicken nugget short. I don't remember
the chicken
which
nugget.
one.
It was a chicken nugget short with slushy about the peanuts. But you sent me like just an image post of like text on like Instagram or something the other day.
Oh shit!
Very
that
recently.
Must have been a while ago.
No, it was very recently actually.
No?
Yeah, it was very recently, and it was just like this relates too hard.
Now I want to know.
Yeah.
Now I want to find it.
You sent it to me pretty recently. Yeah, I have it right here. Saying I want him about the character, but not in a romantic or sexual way. I just require him. I need to obtain him. This is the vibe. That's the vibe.
This is 100% the vibe.
That's the vibe.
Like, I don't want them in that way.
Yeah. I just want like their existence.
I do not want to be with Vash. Vash belongs with Wolfwood. But do I want to own multiples of him and keep him on my shelf where I can admire him at any time? Yes.
Slushy is so relatable. Yeah, I could say, oh my god, that cake looks amazing. That cake is just beautifully decorated.
You know what? Guys, it's like being lactose intolerant. I can admire the cheese of the cheesecake, but I will not eat it.
Or literally watching anything on the food channel that has a food that you don't like in it. This is the real, like if you hate mushrooms, say, right? Let's pretend you hate mushrooms, but you watch some chef on the food channel make some fucking mushroom-based dish, and you go, I would probably hate that because I can't stand the texture of mushrooms, but damn, does that look fucking delicious. I don't want it. I don't want to eat it. I'll never try it, but wow, that's some good food. That's the vibe. And that's how we operate on Pass or Smash. Because otherwise, literally nobody's a Smash. I can't,
we literally spent the first Pass or Smash talking about their personalities and everything from, like, the design to their inner motivations. And Dylan was like, you're playing it wrong.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, no.
Like, this is the only way we know how to play.
We only desire to window shop. I never want the purchase.
I don't wish.
Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dive was a beautiful show. Oh, I watched that show so much.
That was a good one.
Well, Mars doesn't like cheese pastry puff, so like...
Not to get too into it, but with the asexuality, I mean... It could cause a mental health issue.
But that's not the reason you're not doing the thing. You're not doing the thing because of, you know, it's math. They're related differently. They're correlated differently. Yeah, order of operations is separate, is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, it's specifically with, like, talking about asexuality versus allosexuality and, like, all of the flags in between.
Was a universal pass.
Who was? Cindy?
Cindy Stone.
She was super boring, yeah.
We passed because we were like...
We passed.
All she does is
I don't think she looked particularly, you know, nice in any way. She was, like, okay. Yeah, you can watch it. That's in the video. But she was bland. Of course, she's dead.
To go off of.
There's not a lot to go off of.
I can't form an opinion if I can't get to know you.
I'm gonna tell you why Dylan didn't smash a stroke. I'm gonna tell you why. There wasn't a chance.
It's 2 reasons.
Yeah, it's 2 reasons, and because they never show up. Because everything is neck up. You never see them. She's face down in that first shot. So you don't see it. And then every other image of her is, like, collarbones up.
God, you just reminded me of something I watched the other day.
Yeah?
It was a trans comedian, and she was on stage doing her bit. And she was talking about how, like, you know, sometimes her audience isn't always the nicest because people can be dicks.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently one of the comments someone had made was, when you die, the bones they find will be a man's bone.
That's such a common one, too.
She went on to say, like, oh yeah, that's what I really worry about at night, my bones.
Yeah.
But then she goes on to say, like, what does that say about this person? Like, how highly he thinks of the scientists digging up these bones. So she did a whole bit about what was it? Where she was pretending to be the scientist. I was like, oh shit, another dude, this sucks. None of these skeletons have tits.
That's one of my favorite things.
Just reminded me of that.
On like the
that was a long run we took to get there. But I think it made sense in the end.
There's like the subreddit, and it's like bad women's anatomy or not how women work. Any of those. There's like a bunch of them. And there's a classic image that goes around, and it talks about the boob bones, and it's just like, what the fuck? Every like female skeleton, it has like the boob bones, and it's like, what the hell?
It's like, no.
Yeah, breast bones, exactly. Yeah, I can't do anything as Drock. It's just in the way. Yes, so back to Averett's body we can discuss real quick.
Yes.
Milano has
cake in the back.
Well, Milano has like hips, okay? I specifically didn't want Averett to have the exact same body type Milano did, and thus I've made him a bit more classically not super hippie. But he's still very handsome, of course. But I've specifically not made him very hippie.
Mason.
Yeah, really. Why is making the back of characters so hard?
Why is making the back of characters so hard? Jinx.
So, partially because you probably just don't draw it that much, like, overall. I will say, I very much enjoy how the human back looks, so I have a good time. And then two, I had like a moment one day where I was just like, I need to learn how to draw butts. Like, it's just like, that's an anatomy thing I need to do. I want to explore it. So I did it. But the big trick, Allie, to make it easy, so that was all to say that's why I actually feel very confident about the backs of my characters, because literally I've spent multiple times just drawing Milano's back because I find that very aesthetic and it's very nice. But, the best way people tell you to go about drawing characters... Oh, yeah. But... is you take the first image... and you literally mirror it. Okay? And you mirror it. And now I'm drawing two different poses, so this doesn't work for my purposes. But this is for ease purposes. After I make sure I... managed to hide the other one. Okay, good. For ease purposes. And then you lower the opacity there. And I'm going to remove these other things so I'm not thought about it. And then you draw over it, but you draw over it with the intent of you're drawing the other side. So you have to think about these as like 3D shapes. So now if this is the back, this is not the front line anymore. The center line's over here, right? And so you can flesh out like, okay, so these are his butt on the hips, you know, and this is the center line of the back. So this is the front. And you sort of mirror it over. And I always like to draw the ribs out. So if this is the center line, you draw the ribs and they cut up and then they come over. And they're always at like a tilt. So whenever you see how his chest is like out, so his back is out. And you do that. And then I draw the little circle for the waist area. And then you have the butt area. And then so you have, so if this leg's in front, that means at the back, the other leg's in front. So I'll draw that leg in front in the back, and then this leg will be in front in the back, like that. And then you can draw like this, and then you just make sure you know. So the hardest part is this kind of foot. So you just have to be like, here's the heel. So there's the heel, and then so the toe would come this way. And then you have to do this one with perspective. It's always weird because you don't rotate the character around, you're just flipping them. And then, yeah, and then so you have the arm the other way. Right, starting to remember 3D, so it's having an error. Okay. Which, just any specific part of the body or just sort of overall shapes? Because honestly, my favorite part is the torso. I love these shapes. I don't know why. I really like the chest, waist, and hip shapes. The leg shapes
Something
for
about
humans
the triangle or the
piss me
pear
off.
is just
I
so
love
good.
And then shoulders. I like had like an art level up epiphany with shoulders from the crit bit drawing course I took, and now I like love drawing the shoulders on the body. And it's like, I could draw torsos all day, and then we could just stop like at the thigh right here. We could just never. I don't need to draw that. The torso, great, my favorite part, Allie. How nice. Okay, so we've taken your character and you've flipped it, right? And so we'll do it again. So you've taken the character and you flipped it. So if So you think everything is it like they talk about the bean method, right? So if this is the bean, right? If this is this a good color? I can do red. Let me do red. That might show it better. If this is the bean that Averett has here, right? And this is the front line when he's facing the front. So you have to think this is like a big oval, so it would come around and be on the back side, right? And then it would mirror like that. So then that is now, if we erase the original middle line, your backside back line, right? So now this is the center of your back.
That's a pretty good hack.
Okay. And then the shoulders are very, so then this is like the front of the character, right? So this is the side. So this side is facing me more. So you can make this little like box like this to help with that direction. That's what I always do. I'm going to change color because I can't stand sketching only in one color. So then they stick out of the chest. So this is the chest. This top cylinder is the chest. So then it comes up at where your center line, which is your spine when it's on the back, and then it comes around, and then it will come up again in the front. So if this is like the side of him here, you have to like, it's a little W, and then it comes around. And then the hack I learned with the shoulders is they're 3 like diamond-y shapes like this on top of each other. That's what your muscles look like. And so you draw that in the 3D. So if this is like, because the shoulder's coming towards me, right? We have this here. You come down and you make this little, that top middlemost diamond-y shape. Like that. And then you can make the outer diamond-y shapes. And then in this case, because his shoulder is, you know, only catty corner to us, you don't face, I'm not seeing that last shape. And then so we come, and the other one, so again, so his midpoint is like facing mostly away from us, so we're only going to get part of his little middle triangle, middle diamondy shape, and then the rest of the back one. And then you want to make sure that his torso is overlapping this shoulder, where his shoulder is overlapping the torso here. And that's how you kind of get the shoulder shapes. I draw them a lot rounder now. When I learned this, they were, you know, I was drawing them pretty angular. So when I do it, they're drawn pretty angular. But now I kind of, you can kind of see, I just kind of make the bloople shape because my brain understands it now. But this is how you're breaking it down originally. Then under the torso, right under the chest, the ribs, you have your midsection, which is the only squishy part of your like torso, right? If you don't have like boobs, but we're talking about that's the part in the middle where there's no bones. Right? Because you have your chest, your ribs, and then you have that gap of just squishy stuff and muscle, and then you have your hips. So I always like to draw it as like this little circle that technically sits like inside the ribs visually. Right? And then you have the back of the hips again, which you can draw kind of like a box. And so they should line up at the same perspective as the shoulders, like that. And now a really important thing I learned about the hip area is that you have this like extra squish section. You can see how I drew it here. So you see how this is his like pelvis bone here. I'll do red again. This is his like pelvic bone simulator. Okay. And then you have this extra line I did here, this squish. This, especially when you like have more meat on your bones than Averett does, this is like a squish bit. And this is what allows your leg to like rotate up and around. Because so you can draw it like this is another ball in the socket, right? So if this pelvis is, let me pick a different color. You have the pelvis in red, then you have this socket joint that kind of sits into the pelvis, and then on top of this you have the thigh, right? So the thigh, top of the thigh is not coming right up to the pelvis bone when you're simplifying shapes, right? And so this is the thigh. You have this bone that sits you have this circle that sits in it, and it adds this extra little, basically, wedge shape that you see. Because this is what allows your leg to come all the way up so that it's out like this. Instead of ending... let me do a better image there. So this squish bit allows your leg to come all the way up and out so that you can like lift your leg all the way. If you didn't have that squish bit, your leg would end here, which is not right. Now it looks weird, right? So now your leg's weird. I need your leg to come all the way up. When you sit down, it comes all the way up. It's a similar thing, actually, to the way your fingers work. And I'm going to point this out just because I think it's very interesting. So when you have your hand, right, you have your thumb, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. But you have your finger joints, okay, for your 4 fingers. And I use them in circles, and they're kind of sitting inside your hand a little bit and sticking out a little bit. So these are your, like, main knuckles. We got our fingies. Like this, okay? General idea of the fingers. So this is the knuckles. So when this hand makes a fist... your fingers are bending back in here. So the hand won't stop at the... your fingers are bending all the way out from here when you make a fist, right? So this is the edge of the knuckle. Instead of your fingers bending somewhere up here.
Ah.
I hope that made sense. Because otherwise, if you draw... So then pretend if we drew the hand the wrong way. Boop, boop, boop. So if I drew the knuckle bones outside of the hand, right? They're on top now. And I draw the hand like this. If I was to make this, whoops, into a fist, then the fingers would bend here around this, and you would have this like weird extra space. Your hand will always get smaller. It's a weird, look at your own hand and hold it out straight, and then just bend your 4 fingers forward. And you can see where your finger... So the very important part is that this bit here, this interweb where your finger is, ends up being hidden down here. So your fingers aren't separated anymore. This is like a flat block. There's no little gaps here. Your knuckles fully encompass it. All right, there's your anatomy lessons with Ori. These are all things that I learned.
This is very important for art fight prep.
It's hopefully at least a little helpful for art fight prep, yeah. These are all things, and I just want to iterate, these are all things that I learned from just existing on the internet, tips and tricks. Basically, my method of learning stuff is usually, I want to learn how to draw this one specific thing. And then I go, and I look at a bunch of different people on how they talk about drawing one specific thing, until I'm like, oh shit, that one clicks. I'm glad, Allie. And then you can draw, like, you know, you can come here. And then I would look at references of backs for, like, where you put these lines. So, like, this line is because his ribs. This line is the shoulder bone. I think it's called the scapula. And then this is because some people have back dimples, and I have little back dimples, and I like them. So, most of our boys get them.
They do.
That's just a, like, some people have them, some people don't. I do have them, and I think they're fun, so I give them. It is the scapula. Thank you. So when you, like, really do art school, they like really put you through like basically an anatomy lesson to teach you like a medical anatomy lesson.
They go heavy and
yeah, like a so you're basically like really versed in the actual terms and stuff. I did take a course that ended up being anatomy for art, but they still never went like super duper in depth because it was one semester and it was not actually meant to be that. I signed up for sequential art. Instead I got anatomy, which I don't regret, but it wasn't what I signed up for. So, yeah. But if I'm being honest, all those tips and tricks I just learned are from the internet. People will do shorts and stuff, and or like I said, I took that CryptBit course, and you know, he was like, "Oh, here's how like I drew the shoulders fast or whatever." And I was like, "This is the first time this is like locked the fuck in for me." I also watched a video that I really liked.
It's a matter of like the way it's.
Yeah, and everybody simplifies differently for themselves, right? And it was just finally like running into someone where I was like, "Oh shit, that's the one for me."
Like,
Another one I saw
sense.
that definitely elevated my thing is that the scapula like line here moves when your shoulder moves. So like if your shoulder comes up, this will like shift. And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. I think Dylan and Doug are watching Andor. So they're season 2. So they're making lots of noises.
I've been hearing some cheering in the background for a while.
Yeah. They're laughing right now.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah. Not a bad thing. Certainly.
No, I mean with like Andor is one of the Star Wars spin-offs, right?
Yeah, it is. And this is the second season. They saw the first season.
Those spin-offs can be very hit or miss, so the laughter is a good sign.
Yeah, and they liked the first season too. It's really funny. I'm looking at this, and it really looks like I tried to avoid drawing his hands, but no, this is just like the formal position in the world of Outcast. And then this is meant to be his hand is on his sword here. And it just ended up being hidden by the angle that I chose to show off his back.
It's really giving the Attack on Titan, like, give your heart for humanity pose.
Oh, the front one? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically, I really liked this pose that I did for him. And I was like, this is now the pose that I associate with you. And that's what we're doing.
And it works out very well because now I can work it into scenes where he needs to be very straightforward and very formal.
Well, yeah, we've been establishing that this sort of like hand behind your back is very formal pose, very respectful pose in the world of Outcast.
It's a happy accident, Dally, or it created less work for herself.
Yeah, I did.
And that is never a bad. Averett's such an interesting character because in the reference sheet, and I know he's going to have those little emotion cards on the side, but like he looks so like serious and so
well. This one's
like,
less serious,
here,
but
and
yeah,
it's like when we get to the point where he has his moment, either his breakdowns or his ruthless moments, I'm like, that's gonna be so much fun.
I think the big difference that he feels so different from the other Outcast boys is just that, well, I wouldn't say his whole thing is being formal. Making like an angry pose for reference is much more not beneficial, like a full body pose, than making like a fun pose, right? So like the Outcast Boys have fun second and first poses, but Averett doesn't have like a lot of fun going on. The other pose, I was thinking of trying to make him very angry, very, you know, riled up, but there wasn't like, now he's crouching down, now he's like balled up, and it just doesn't make for a good reference pose. So it was like a...
I see what you mean.
Go watch that Windbreaker, Pastry Puff.
Pastry Puff, I think you're on the episode that made me cry. Like full-on sob. Good luck.
American versus Japanese Kirby box arts be like. You mean now
I think the American ones are all happy and cheery, and the Japanese ones are... I don't know. I gotta look up Japanese Kirby
He's not.
box.
He's holding a sword, Mason. He's gonna be like this.
Box art. I'm gonna do versus American box art because I want to see the side by side. Get out of
like
your
that
AI.
salute. This is literally, guys. You are gaslighting me. This is nothing like the fucking Attack on Titan salute. The hand is all the way cropped over. It's on their chest.
No, or it's more like it's a line of action where he's about to put his hand over his heart.
Maybe I can accept that. I can accept that.
It's a line of action. Oh, is the difference between the US and Japanese versions of Kirby is that they give Kirby angry eyes in the US releases and don't really do that in the Japan ones, because that's actually hilarious.
I'm literally looking it up now. Yeah, it is that.
Like, the Japanese ones look very, like, cute, happy. Meanwhile, it's like, angry.
Yeah, they literally just give him angry eyes. And I think the reason is because it looks like he's more determined.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at the different ones.
Because I can't see any other difference in the art aside from
that's
the
literally
change in eyes.
That's literally it. And I think it literally is, it just makes him look determined.
Oh, the Japanese Mass Attack cover art is cute. I kind of wish that was the cover art, honestly.
Not all of the time, but on the ones where it looks like he's like doing an action thing, they give him the angry eyes because it looks more like he's like, yeah! Fight, you know, like, I'm gonna get it. Let's go adventure.
I will save the kingdom. Meanwhile, Japan gets to keep their happy little pink puff.
That's definitely like a cultural thing, because seeing the like the point is to denote what kind of game you're gonna get, and the type of game that Kirby usually is, I definitely feel is like, nah, determined to fight the thing, you know? Versus like, haha, we're gallivanting like Animal Crossing.
Even though it's nothing like Animal Crossing.
That's what I'm saying.
We're definitely not gallivanting. But the Mass Attack one is so cute. That was a missed opportunity because you got angry Kirby, you got happy, you got worried Kirby, flirty Kirby, I guess. You got all these different Kirbys with all these different expressions. It could have worked, you guys.
I think Kirby's Epic Yarn has normal eyes both times, but then the Prince, the player 2, has permanent angry eyebrows.
I mean, he had those in game too,
people,
so I think that was just a character feature.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It is just a character feature.
It's been a long time since I played that.
Oh, we had this one once upon a time, Patri Puff. Now I have to remember.
Ooh.
I I feel this one's gonna get me. The third one is gonna get me.
I'm guessing.
I'm pretty confident in these two. I don't think I'm getting it right. Not fully. I think I'm getting it partial right.
I don't even think I'm getting that.
Ugh. I mean, we're very close, Mars.
We were. It's just that last one.
Oh, look at this fella, pastry puffs. Oh, they play the thumb piano thing. I love the dress, though. I know Pastry Puff's not here. They're watching, thing.
Oh, cute.
It's very adorable. Kirby is the first asexual video game character. Epic. Based AF.
Kirby making history. Let's go.
I will say, being Ace, if the character is meant to be like kind of an audience surrogate in any way, they're always just like, I don't ship this with anyone.
Ori never shipped her Pokemon
No.
name with the rival character.
No, I never
happened.
did. I actually never ever did, because the Pokemon is me. They're not like it's just me.
Like, I can't date Barry. That'd be weird.
I mean, it never even crossed my mind. Like, we're not even like there's not even like a thought in the Ori brain about that at all to even be like, that'd be weird. It's literally just like mind empty except for Pokemon battle.
I don't know what the hell this says about me, but I used to name my rival character after the one kid I was friends with. And, like, we were good friends. But I'm like, what's a boy name? This is my childhood friend. I'm supposed to have known him my whole life. I'm going to name him after my IRL childhood friend. Oh, wow. In game, he's acting like a dick.
I think I did do that once in Pokemon. I think I did do that.
I feel like everyone did that when they started.
Well, because you don't realize you're going to be rivals. Right, like you're not aware.
And they present it as like, you've been childhood friends for forever.
Yeah.
This is your bestest friend
Exactly.
in the whole
And it's like,
world.
Well, that's when they stop letting you name the rivals, right? At a certain point, you don't name the rivals anymore because you get both. Like they did both a couple times.
When did they stop? I think the first instance, because Wally was a rival in Gen 3. He counted as a rival.
Well, I thought it was
that was like
Gen
the first instance.
5
But then you also
Bianca,
had Brendan
right?
and May, technically.
But then I know How had like there's another character.
N is short
No,
for
N is
non-binary.
100% non-binary, no question.
Yes, 100%.
Without a fucking doubt.
N is great. I friggin' love him. Hello, Angel. What the heck
I
is
will
an art
explain
fight?
after
Ori,
I
would you
consume-
care to enlighten the masses?
Yep, I'm just consuming a Reese's egg. So give me a second.
Ooh, I too wish to consume. Maybe during your explanation, I'll go
All right.
grab.
Art fight is, and I'm gonna describe it the right way. It is an art gifting event. Okay? It is framed in the idea of two teams fighting each other with art, because you're making art of the other people's characters, and that gives you points, and the more points at the end of the month wins. But the main goal is for you to have a avenue event where you and a lot of other artists just draw other artists' original characters for a whole month. And the goal is to do it not with any intent to get art for your characters, not with any intent to win, solely with the intent of enjoying getting to have like a big excuse to draw other people's characters while a lot of other people are doing it. To get motivation, you know, we talk about it like here on stream, you know, a lot of other people are doing it. A big thing, and for everybody else in chat, I've mentioned it before, but I am going to do what I believe is the first iteration. I think I'm inventing this kind of. I'm expanding off of somebody else's idea that they did last year, but I think I'm going to turn this into a much bigger thing, actually, is my goal, hopefully. And that is what I am currently calling Art Night Quests. Knight, N-I-G-H-T, right? K-N-I-G, oh god, I spelt it wrong already. Knight, like a knight in shining armor. And is taller than Apollo. It's not hard to beat, Estrock. It's not hard to beat. But I don't think we know what N is actually short for Mason. I don't think there's any lore canonically, but I could be wrong about that. Oh, Estrock is implying that there is an actual name. I forget it then. Totally brain dead then. You said it? Where is it? Naturalis. That's horrible. Naturalis Harmonious. Why did they literally just give him a scientific binomial name? No, Angel, you don't get to hit anybody with a canvas. You get to attack them by making art of their character so damn good that they feel the cute aggression.
You were killing me with the spelling of night, and I was too far away to help you out.
I fucked it up and gave it up. Yeah, seriously, Allie. Jesus Christ. My brain died again. Yeah, so that's Art Fight. And the reason that there's prep
is Art Fight in a nutshell.
Is because it is a timed event, as there's only 1 month every year to participate. And you have to have good references of your characters so you can have actual people possibly draw your characters. End's Room? Now I have to look.
End's Room is the scariest. I honestly don't remember that one. The haunted house in Gen 5 stuck with me because there was an actual little ghost girl in that one. And stuff moved around. Like, I was freaked out by that.
Oh, yeah, it is weird. End's castle thing. Yeah. Yeah. This is why N was crazy. What a nice thing.
So Angel, it's kind of like that, except you don't have to keep it a secret. You could just say, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm working on. Here is your art.
N was such a wild character.
N was honestly
we do a
pretty
Secret
peak
Santa
rival.
with Kaz the DM. We're talking the thing with the trains, right? And the
Maybe?
skateboard ramp.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I played.
Rotom House
Yeah,
was
that's the
wild
one,
too,
Mason.
yeah.
Rotom House was wild. That was the one in Eterna Forest, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you had to use cut to get past.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then everything was like the TV's looking at you. Yeah, it's eerie, certainly, Estrock. It's definitely an eerie vibe in there.
Eerie for sure.
But,
I don't know. The other house just got to me more. Because you actually see the stuff moving around. Friggin' sound mixing on that. Jeez.
So, yeah.
Audio.
Art Fight. Yeah, we're gonna have Art Night Quests. That is the working title. I have yet to think of anything better. I'm not against changing it closer to the time coming, or even now. But basically, last year, somebody made these little things, and they're called Sniper or Bomber, and they were little, like, assets. Oh, I can actually show them. Because they're on my Art Fight thing.
Let's get some visuals for this presentation.
Yes, let me move chat so I can see it. So, yeah, here on my Art Fight thing, you can see I have the Sniper and the Bomber by this person. And, basically what they were is little like achievements you could like give yourself if you did it. Sniper was you put in a lot of effort into attacking, like making one specific attack, right? So you really outdo yourself. You go above and beyond what you were normally doing, and you really try hard on one attack. And Bomber is you, I'm trying to remember. I think it was, you targeted 2 or more players in a single attack, so you made a multi-attack. So you have Sniper, and they did ones where they did it for both teams, because the teams were Seafoam or Stardust, and so they had a Bomber and a Sniper for both Seafoam and Stardust, which I thought was nice. I really liked that they were, you know, thematic to the teams, and you could use your team one. And I was inspired by this. Okay, so Galathon, really, really inspirational in what I'm gonna do. And basically, we're making quests. There's art fight quests that we're making, and I have a lot of plans for them. And Biowarfare is when your art attack is so good you inspire others to make art of the same character for damage over time. Yeah, honestly, I have a lot of characters in like my folder that are like, I saw somebody else draw this character, and I was like, okay, I need to draw that character my way. So it works. It certainly happens.
That it does.
My brain died. I was saying things. Oh yeah, so I have quests.
You were talking about quests.
Yep. So I have quests, and they have like regular quests and mini quests. Okay. I have to think of where they were. I put them in here some here.
I think we had some ideas for at least
I had a bunch.
5 of them.
I had a bunch, actually. Here it is. There are main quests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 main quests. And some of them have a level up. Like a leveled up version. And then there's some side quests as well. That I had over here. And I was and so the goal is that once the teams come out, I want to make little achievement, like award things, for each of the quests. And you can all give them to yourself. And then I was thinking about, like, all right, if you do all 8 main quests, there could be, like, a secret little thing that I can, like, bestow upon you if you, like, submit your art fight profile to review that you did it. I was thinking about something like that. I think that'd be pretty fun. That's insane, Mason. My goodness. Crazy work.
See, the couch.
Bookshelf.
Oh, wow. That iceberg goes deep. Ah! Don't beat up your mic, Ori. You still need that.
I hooked my finger on it. There were a bunch of options. I'm trying to remember all the ones I choose. There was a bunch of really cool ones. It could honestly be anything. I don't know.
They had some really good
I'm so glad,
this
Allie.
year.
Well, we'll talk about them more.
I wonder...
But I'll tell
if we
you...
can still see the team
I don't think you can still see the options.
Damn. Maybe it's on Reddit somewhere. Art 25? Oh, that's right. We had fossils versus crystals.
Destruction versus creation. Unicorns, dragons. Love struck, heartbreak,
which is interesting.
Flora, fauna. Time, space. Glimmer,
gloom. Heart, soul. City lights, forest nights, which I really like.
And Arctic tropic. So basically, guys, the goal of the teams is literally solely aesthetic purposes. This is not a joke. This is not an exaggeration. It's literally which aesthetic you want to be a part of. Honestly,
it's literally pick your team color.
Yeah. And the color, like the point is not the color, you know what I'm saying?
Like last year was Seafoam and Stardust, I believe.
And so it had these like green and coral oceany color vibe, or it had space with dark purples and blues and sparkles and stuff. So
which
very,
is honestly
very,
very fitting for the two of us, gotta say.
Yeah. Well, it literally worked out that Mars was the main color, just innately the purple of Stardust, and I'm the green of Seafoam. So it was like really funny that way too. I think I'm gunning for, I really want Fossils versus Crystals. I think that's
Fossils
the one
versus Crystals would be so
I really
cool.
want. The only one that I think like I don't want Flora versus Fauna. And the reason for that is I can't picture like an easy cohesive like visual aesthetic for them both. Obviously there's like plants versus animals, but like what does that mean? You know, there's such a wide variety of plants, there's such a wide variety of animals, right? Like I just really can't see them. I actually love the aesthetic idea of Love Struck versus Heartbreak. I just think aesthetically it's really cool. But I'm pretty sure I picked Fossils Crystals first, Unicorns Dragons, Arctic Tropic, and Time and Space. Heart and Soul is another one that's like just a little like not sure how that would happen. City Lights, Forest Nights would be interesting.
Very abstract.
Again, I can see a cohesive thing there. Guess C is the opposite of space. I don't know if it necessarily has to be opposite, just contrasting, right? Because the one I started on was vampires versus werewolves, which I don't know if they would be opposites necessarily, but they are contrasting.
Well, in fiction, they're often portrayed as opposites or rivals.
Rivals. That's what I think is more
is
the thing. Rivals is what we're going for. And I picked werewolf because while I love vampires, I like werewolves more.
Even though we've watched Servamp and the case study of Anita.
There's just not as many good werewolf stuff. I tried to watch a werewolf anime and it sucked. It was bad.
What one was it?
Some Netflix one.
Oh, you were screwed from the start.
I mean,
what about Wolf Children? That's a decent one.
Why did I type this really badly?
Okay. So I typed in werewolf anime and it recommended me Seraph of the End. That is literally about vampires and has nothing to do with fucking werewolves.
No, it was Sirius the Jaeger. That's what it was. Boring as shit.
Oh yeah.
Did not get through it at all. I managed like 2 episodes and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm bored as fuck.
Yeah.
I did watch Beastars. Now that's not really werewolves, but like I only watched season 1 and 2.
Wolf.
I was very upset with season 2. I did not want that to be the message that they had, so I was like, no, thanks. I'm good.
I tried watching Spice and Wolf. I wanted to like it more than I actually did. The world building is very good. It's just
like
I can watch slow things, but that was really slow, and I don't know.
Not Aaron Yeager. Yeager is a thing. A Jaeger is a thing. Yes, I've done that, Angel, for many years.
Dirty Paws.
I watched that like once a
times.
year. That and fucking Butter Lover. But then,
oh my
you know
God,
what
Butter
else they
Lover
have though?
So
but then they have Natural Born Suckers, which is 3 episodes of vampire stuff. Now, the one side character is Werewolf Man, and he's great. I love him. He's my favorite. He's hilarious. But still, all right, Mars, 3rd comic, the one after the next one, has to be doing werewolves the right way. I did like BNA. I did like BNA a lot.
There is
Shiro is great.
There's one anime on my list. It's called Wolf's Reign, and from my understanding, like they turn into like just like an actual wolf, which
is okay.
So I was gonna check that one out.
If I'm being completely honest, I think turning into like a regular wolf is boring.
It depends on
It's not
what
the
you
werewolf
do
I
with it.
want, though. You know, like
Again,
I don't know.
It depends on what you do with it.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's
from
why
what I
Twilight's
can
kind of sad.
tell, it looks like they're going for a little bit of a found family pack, like picking up strays along
Yes,
the
I
way.
have definitely seen
Yes,
Wolf
I've watched
Workers
Wolf Walkers
many times.
That's a beautiful movie.
Again, lovely werewolf. But see, that one's interesting because it's not like about. It's not about the same themes as like normal werewolves. It's much more about like how we treated people and werewolves as like the English, which is the whole thing about the English.
The scapegoat.
Yeah, give me What We Do in the Shadows for werewolves, please. No, I just
seriously.
There's just a lot of vampire media, and I just need more werewolf media. That's it. That's it. There just needs to
balance,
be more content.
That's all.
You know.
Like that's
like I'm not against saying like something like Wolf's Rain, like it could be good, but I'm saying when like I want werewolf, I do want like werewolf and not like I turn into a wolf, like just a flat wolf, because that's not as cool. I also could take where any other creature as long as it is like a cool hybrid form, because to me that's the aesthetic. Right? Like, to me, that's the thing. Because it's specifically, you're neither. Right? You're something else.
Like a were-rabbit?
I love Wallace and Gromit the Were-Rabbit. I love that one. Yes,
Curse
yes.
of the Were-Rabbit?
I love that movie a lot. I remember getting hit by that twist.
Really good.
Really hard when it came out, man. I was young. When did that come out?
Baby's First Twist. God, that was definitely 2000 for sure.
Release date 2005. Yeah, I remember that twist getting me. Like, what? I was like shook it.
It's like, what do you mean? So good.
But yeah, I just like. I don't know. I feel like if you're just turning into the animal, then it's like why, like you have to have a good reason why you've decided wolves. And I think Wolfwalker has a very good reason why they pick wolves, right? But like, if it's just like we're wolves for the aesthetic, it's like.
Well, that's why I'm gonna watch Wolf Rain and find out.
Yeah.
And if it's any good, I will recommend it to you.
Yeah, exactly, Angel. That's why I want the hybrid shit, right? That's why I want this middling sort of thing, because like I feel like what's the Jamie sent me? There's the webcomic that definitely has the middling werewolf in it. That's really interesting so far, where it has the main character is an unlikable character, just like our boy, something dark, I think. I can find it.
I don't have it saved.
I do have it saved because I do read it. John's not here to tell us the names of every comic he's ever read.
Summon John!
Summon John. After Dark. That's what it's called. It's called After Dark.
That was it. Okay.
And, yeah, it's called After Dark, and it, the main character has werewolf stuff going on, but also lots of trauma, and, like, he's not a great guy. It very much is like, oh, yes, having those other main characters that are not, you know, good people necessarily right off the bat. And it's like, yes, relate. Okay. Is this the one about fish and birds?
Welcome back. Oh, and your heart is exploding. Oh my. Yes. That episode of Windbreaker does do that to you.
Maybe. I don't know.
I hope you enjoyed the experience.
Yeah,
I literally cry-sobbed to Ori over voice message when I watched that episode. Let main characters be flawed. Thank you, Allie. That is what I strive for when I write.
Yeah. And our boy, definitely pretty fucking flawed, man. He's got a lot of growing to do.
Got a lot of growing to do. And one interesting thing I've heard, because of course I go down rabbit holes for this kind of thing, but I was watching basically a psychological dive, and one of the things they said was, in order for someone to change, the pain of staying the same has to be greater than the pain of change. And I'm like, that's in a nutshell.
Good shit.
That's Hudson in a nutshell. Let's go.
That's good shit.
That's how you hurt characters. The pain of carrying on.
That's a really good quote.
Persist.
That's gonna be in the brain.
More painful than the threat of change. Yes.
Oh, that's good shit. The algorithm has decided to send me this guy who talks about how to make fantasy worlds and like how to do really good world building. I'll have to send him to you. Remind me. And it's really interesting, and I think will definitely help us with our next comic a lot. Like, I'm very excited to be like, we're implementing this vibes in that. And we already did. He actually talked about one thing, and it was like, when you have a caste system in your world, you have to make it feel like a caste system. And it's talking a lot about how characters talk and address each other and like what they do, what they use. You know, a noble won't talk the same way as, you know, the merchant or the farmer or everything like that. And I'm like, yeah, we doing that here, man. Outcast got a lot of that.
We got that vibe.
Yeah.
Ferrix doesn't talk like Averett. Milano doesn't talk like Hotson. They all have their own little speech tics. Ooh, another question is how to write a flawed character, but still want the audience to root for them. Ooh, I got this.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
So we're doing right now.
Like, for example, a spiky character who always seems to be mad and is kind of rude to the people around them. Totally not one of my characters. Oh, that couldn't possibly be one of your characters.
I have no idea who that could be.
I always find, like, first of all, when we talk about flaws, we have to talk about flaws that actually negatively impact the character that has those flaws. This is why you always hear people saying that clumsy is not the best example of a flaw, because it's not really, at least the way most people write, it's not impeding. Exactly. It's not impeding the main character. It's just kind of like a whoopsie clumsy type moment.
And they're only clumsy when it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Only when it doesn't matter. Like, the scene I immediately think of is from Twilight when Bella just like slips down the driveway and it's like, that's her moment, she's flawed, and it's like, okay, yeah, sure.
but like then you have Ron who actually fucking fumbles the thing, like the important thing.
Oh, Ron like actually fumbles the important thing.
He's actually like causing issues by being a little clumsy.
Here's the thing, is Ron's flaws never push him into unlikable territory. And this is where we start to get a little, you know, we toe the line, is how do we keep a flawed character likable and, like Ali asked, get the audience to want to follow them. And I find the balance from that is make them flawed while also either making their journey one the audience wants to follow, or make them vulnerable in another regard. Now, vulnerable is the option that I took with Hotz, in that he has these moments where we see he does regret things he said. We see him constantly going back and forth on, you know, what he's been brought up to believe and what versus what he's actually seeing. And hopefully I've portrayed well enough that Hotson is at odds with himself at this particularly when his journal entry ends and he goes like, I will continue to look for the facts. I don't know what to believe anymore. And therein lies the balance, is we are allowed to see this vulnerability that Hotson has. And hopefully that makes the audience want him to change for the better, because we see, oh, here's the beginnings of it. He just needs that extra push. I've always summarized Hotson as the kid who grew up in a conservative town and went away for liberal college for the first time in his life. That is the situation Hotson is in right now. Now the other route, though, and this is an example I immediately think of, is Light Yagami. Because from a certain angle, he's made to be unlikable. He's very pompous, he's very arrogant, very cocky, and also he's going around murdering people using the Death Note. Not exactly a protagonist you root for. However, the way his philosophies are constructed and the journey he's taking to reach his goal, and this benefits from being in the mystery genre because it's almost like a subversion with Death Note. I find Death Note so fascinating because you know the answer to the mystery L's trying to solve. Now it's just a matter of seeing, okay, what are the mind games? What is the mind chess we are playing? How are they going to keep each other guessing? And that's where that comes in. Like, I think you go in knowing that Light is going to stay unlikable. But you want to see, like, oh, is he going to get his way? Like, how is he going to keep avoiding L every time L seems to get a step closer?
I think Allie is more going, though, for, like, the classic, like, broody character, right? You know, like Allie says here, pushing people away because they're afraid of getting too close. And I think, and I want Mars to go off after I say my thing, so I'm gonna say it because Mars is gonna go way into it in a second. And that is, I think what you have to show is partially why they're like that, right? So, like, obviously, if they're pushing people away from getting too close, what has caused that? Because that will cause people to relate and feel sympathy and feel empathy even, you know, as to why this character is doing this. But then I think the other thing you have to show is them having the moments where the caring inside for their friends matters more, right? Like having those moments where it is like them pushing past that to have those moments. Like how with Hotson, he does have these happy, fun moments with Sinnit where they're geeking out about stuff and he's just enjoying life and having these things. And then it goes, oh shit, I have all this internalized shit and I fucked up real bad. And you see his reaction to it, how he is not happy to be like this necessarily, right? But it is in his head that, you know, this is how things are. Now Mars can continue her thing because she has a lot to say, I promise.
Well, you mentioned the empathy and the relatability, and that's also an important aspect too, because at the end of the day, flaws are human. So the flaws in your character should be relatable to some degree. In the case of pushing people away because they're afraid to get close, absolutely the backstory is gonna play a role in that. And I think I always like playing my cards close to my chest.
I'm thinking showing their conflict internally
right away why they're acting the way they are. I think what's way more fun is to leave breadcrumbs here and there of why they're taking certain action.
And I think with like
that
the
way
comic,
there's a little bit more of a payoff. Sorry, Ori.
No, I just want to say I think it's all in the facial expressions. When you have a visual medium like that, having them visually have that sort of internal like issue with them acting the way that they do, right? Like the pushing away and having that sort of internal turmoil that you can just kind of see on their face when you focus in on the comic, and having that like I don't want to be like this sort of moment where you don't necessarily have to know why they're like this, but having that sort of like they are like this, but they wish it didn't have to be so, you know, to an extent. Internal man versus self going on.
Absolutely. I think there's definitely ways of doing that, Allie. Like the little moments and interactions, like Ori said, playing with those facial expressions, like a little change in the way the eyes look, a little like twitch of the mouth, something like that.
Specifically look to characters in media that you feel fit this stereotype that you still loved, and try to analyze why you still liked them. I think good examples are Keith from Voltron, very classically brooding, but many people loved Keith, right? Big one, Zuko. Big one, Hunter from Owl House.
Yep,
right?
That's another one.
Like, go and pick these characters that are obviously really, really well loved.
And it's interesting because
by the
outside
community
of Keith, Hunter and Zuko are set up to be antagonists at first.
Mm-hmm. And Keith is a rival. He's just not the main guy.
Keith is set up as a rival, but he's more an obstacle. He's never the antagonist.
Mr.
He's
Juxtapose.
still meant to be part of the team.
Yeah.
Which I feel kind of fits like what Hotsun is trying to do, where eventually
100%.
Hotsun will be part of the team.
Yeah, Sakura's a good one.
Everyone.
Sakura's a great one.
Sakura's another good one.
But and what I love about Sakura is when you watch, you have these moments where he visually on his face feels a certain way about what he does and what he is doing, and you can see him inside have to argue with himself to be like a better person.
Yeah.
Right?
And they make such good use of
it's
that
just Angel you
visual
switched?
medium
All right.
by showing the internal struggle. Like, think of those tightrope scenes.
I've not seen
Think
Wheel
of
of Time.
like how it's so sketchy with the black and white and everything. It portrays his emotional state beautifully.
Yeah.
And you know, Allie, you're working in a visual medium. You can absolutely throw in something like that where, you know, maybe your character is standing in their mindscape and they're very small. They're very like
I'm gonna say
taken up by that big space, something
really
like that.
good example is Fakir from Princess Tutu, because I hate him at the beginning. He's horrible. We despise, hate him. I thought I was gonna hate him forever. I thought I would never ever like him. He's my favorite fucking character from that show.
And then they reveal what's going on with him, and you're suddenly like, oh, sympathy.
I love him so much. One of my favorite characters, I will say. I sit here and I go, oh, nothing has like changed my heart like Fakir has, right? Like many characters I love from the start, Fakir was like, I literally hate this man. Like, I hate this boy, this child. I don't want him here. I do not like him at all. I really, really, really despise him. And at the end, I'm like, my baby boy, my son, my child, my everything.
Ori's drawn fan art of this character.
I love him.
That's how you know.
I love him so much. He's fantastic. And so I highly recommend Princess Tutu. Please watch Princess Tutu. More people need to see Princess Tutu. It's not that long.
It's very good.
Good Christmas time one.
It's so damn good.
But
Sakura's an interesting case because he's not, at least for me, I never found Sakura to be unlikable.
Sounds crazy.
Like, he's set up to be a very classic delinquent trope.
Yeah.
And his whole journey is just learning, oh, you're not going to be that. And also, you should let people into your life.
Not Sakura, but Glasses guy from the first season.
Joe. Togami Joe, I think.
Yeah, Togami. Yeah. Him. I think he's a fairly good... A lot of people on the internet love him. And once you learn about why he is the way he is and his motivations for the whole thing, it's like, oh shit, now seeing everything that he's done in a light is like, wow, damn.
It's very interesting because it almost reminds me of Demon Slayer, where they made the enemies sympathetic by giving them the tragic backstories and making you see like, oh, these characters aren't pure evil. They actually have some complexity to them.
And there is a level of like...
Yeah, just take that and apply it to human characters.
You can't... You have to be sensitive with that sort of story setup, and I don't think that's going to happen with, because this is like a main character alley, but like... Because I know I talk about Fairy Tail, which I do not recommend anybody watching, and a big reason I say it's not worth it is because 90% of the show is meeting new villains, getting beaten, and then having them reveal their entire backstory that's, you know, very classic that time shonen anime style, right? And it's like, oh, we're supposed to feel compelled about all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, maybe I am, but you just get kind of sick of it, you know, at a certain point. Where it's just like, I'm here because I think Natsu is fun, and I like him when he goes dragon mode and fights things.
Personally, Angel, I don't find that Demon Slayer overuses the tragic backstory thing, because each one is very unique and very defined. Like, and I feel always feels personal to the character.
And the difference
so it never feels overused to me.
I also feel the difference is how Tanjiro feels about it. Right, like I think that's a very big integral part to Demon Slayer, is that they're not trying to be like, oh, this person could be redeemed, but like, you know, that it's like Tanjiro being like, I'm
think they
sorry.
Ever phrase it.
No, they don't
or frame it. Sorry,
that's what I'm saying.
As this person could be redeemed. No, it's more so look like.
It very much feels like Tanjiro.
It's a reminder for Tanjiro of what Nezuko could become.
Yeah, that, and I also feel like it's very much.
It's a warning paired with a moment of empathy.
Empathy,
and it's
very empathy,
so well.
And very like I understand that the world did this to you, right? Like I have this understanding that like if circumstances were different, you weren't necessarily an inherently bad person, right? But now that you're here, there's no going back. So this is like the mercy I can give upon you is releasing you from this torment, basically, right? Is very the way I feel like they paint it, you know, especially with like obviously the ones I really think about are the Spider family, right? And definitely the last child.
Rui.
Right, yeah.
I think of Rui,
very much showing
there was the Taiko drum demon.
The Taiko drum demon, yeah. Very much showing this like yeah, there are demons that are just fucking evil as hell. The main dude is just fucking evil. I don't think they're gonna give him any shit. Every moment with him has just been, he's an evil bitch, right? And it is his fault. And so, like, it very much feels that when you do get these backstories, and you also have demons that are literally like, nah, I was a bitch before, and now I'm a supernatural bitch, you know, right? Like a very Dio, right? Dio's always a bad person.
It really does give Dio.
And now Dio is just a vampiric,
Dio was
overpowered
that was
bad person.
Designed to be hated.
Yeah.
And just up the ante.
Versus you can have villains that are like, because and that's why I think Demon Slayer doesn't overdo it where like Fairy Tail does, is because it is like again, like, it's not like you're not trying to make me feel for the demon and then feel sad about them dying, right? You're meant to be here and feel sad about the circumstances of the world that brought them to this point, right? And I think that's very apropos, I guess, of the idea of, like, you know, how people in this world visualize people who, like, you know, have gotten down on their luck and turned to, you know, more negative things, and saying that, like, yeah, maybe you've gone down, in the demon's case, a path too far, right?
I'm
like,
not
you've
sure
gone
that's
too
a quote,
far.
Angel. It could be.
And now you're supernatural bitch now. Yeah, Dio said it, definitely. And just having that sort of, like, you may have not had a choice in the matter, right? Just like Nezuko didn't have a choice in the matter, right? And sort of all this sort of thing, where obviously they do paint other demons of no, they were bitches.
They had a choice.
There's one that literally, like, kidnaps young girls or something, and it was always a bad guy. Like, they never made him not, like, a bad guy, you know? Like, he was a dick originally, and now he's just a demon dick.
Allie, I'm telling you, if you like Demon Slayer and you want a better Zenitsu, watch Windbreaker. Nirei is perfect.
I love Nirei. And
Nirei is what Zenitsu should have been, honestly.
Yeah, I can't deal with Zenitsu. I can't.
Zenitsu is too much.
There's another character that cries that I'm like, this is a good one, and it's just not Zenitsu.
But yes, Allie, so
yeah,
to bullet
exactly,
point that.
Struck, exactly.
definitely see if you could give your character moments of the vulnerability, those moments of empathy. You could work in mental states in the medium you're working in. And then what else did we say? Eventually, like lay out that backstory.
Hesitation,
breadcrumbs here and there.
Hesitation, like warming up to so like okay. This is very much like I am interpreting by the vague that I do know about your current world and characters, right? So if, say, like, you have this character, but they have, like, their person, right? And so, you know, like their best friend, they push maybe everybody else away, but they can be, like, inspired by the, you know, the other more teddy bear character that's like, yay, friendship, everybody else, right? And you have this sort of dichotomy of, like, pushing back, and you can have these moments where the brooding character was right to be distrustful of everybody else, but you can also have the moments where the brooding character was very wrong to be distrustful of the characters, and that's what sort of breaks it down, right? Where you have and then having these moments of them, like, accepting that their outlook on the world caused the problem, right? If that makes sense. So you can have these moments of, like, ha, I was right. You know, you're too trusting. A lot of characters do that, right? You were too trusting. I was right to be paranoid all the time. And you can have that moment. And then you should have another moment later where their paranoia is the problem. Just because that this one time, you know, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be outwardly trusting of everybody all the time. Oh, it happens in Tangled, the show. The Tangled show. Very Cassandra, Rapunzel dynamic there, where Cassandra is like, no, we can't just trust everybody. Like, you know, people can be evil, people can be bad. And Rapunzel's like, no, like, I want to greet the world with open arms. Fucking Odysseus shit, too, right? It's in fucking Epic the Musical as well.
And then Pancake.
And then, and you have that moment of, no, they were wrong, right? But you also can have the moment of they were right. And having those, like, realizations of, like, it's not black and white, you know, it's not right
and that also
all the time.
gives the characters a chance to learn from each other as well.
Exactly.
So then there's growth happening on both sides.
I'm
Because
glad,
that's also a balance you need to strike, especially in a multicast.
I love.
That's not the word I want. Especially with a large cast of characters.
Yeah,
where you have, like,
cast of characters.
I guess, multiple main characters, so to speak. Main
I
characters
highly
and
recommend
characters.
the Tangled
You want to make
series.
sure everyone's learning from each other.
I definitely recommend
that's what's going to
overall.
help those relationships and dynamics feel concrete.
Yeah. But yeah, amazing. Overall, I definitely recommend the Tangled series. I will say season 3 is
The music is really
unfortunate
good.
that it was definitely, like, not gotten the ability to be shown as much love as it should, because there's one moment that causes
Season 3 had a little bit of a dumb.
It's like the overarching idea is okay, but the catalyst
reasoning behind it
pains me, and I will never accept it. But if you like Has Been Hotel, the voice actor for Lucifer plays a fairly reoccurring side character with 2 banger fucking songs and 2 other really good songs.
You know the guy can sing.
And yeah, it's the same voice actor, and it's great. Oh my god. He has 2 songs that I literally listen to still, and then he has 2 other songs when we get into music. I'm like, oh yeah, you have that song too, and that one's good too. Yeah, I will say, Esther, I did recently see someone talk about how they felt that the series Rapunzel was painted a lot more like childishly fully accepting than, of course, in the movie, where she was, like, a little naive, but she still was obviously, like, concerned about people. I think that it really only becomes a problem later, and overall, I didn't personally feel like it was that crazy of, like, an issue for me. You know, I didn't really notice it.
I'll be honest, it never took me out of it.
Yeah, never took me out of it. We love Eugene.
And I feel like that would be the biggest
Eugene
tipping point.
Is amazing. If
Eugene
you
is
like
great. Eugene,
if you...
I had to rescind my statement about Prince Naveen being the best Disney prince.
Yes.
It goes to Eugene.
Yeah, no,
Eugene
Eugene best Disney prince without a question. If you want, like, an incredibly fucking healthy straight relationship that I love in media, it's definitely Rapunzel and Eugene in Tangled the series. Oh my god. They're both beautiful.
So damn good.
They're both lovely.
Eugene is an
they
amazing
both have their
boyfriend.
moments. They both have their times to shine. He's great. Eugene gets to grow so much as well.
Yeah, so it's not all
lots of different things. Yeah. Does it have its flaws? Yeah, you know, but I give it leniency because it is like a kids show. You know, it is definitely meant for Disney kids, right? And
but it's a kids show before the Owl House Amphibia era.
Yeah.
So they were trying.
I have one gripe, and that is I hate the motivation that causes the final conflict. That's it. That is the only, like, glaring issue. I'm, like, telling Mars about it every time. I'm like, every time I watch this, I see that. It doesn't ruin it for me, because, like I said, all the other arcs are great. All the other characters are a fun time. I love the music in it. I need to watch the new Phineas and Ferb. That started coming out. I need to watch that. I need to support that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
We need more of that. And so I do need to watch that. Because I gotta say, I miss... We, like, left an era. Good night, Mason.
Good night,
that just
Mason.
had singing in it. I don't need the show to be really a musical, but I want the show.
Steven Universe had songs. Phineas and Ferb.
See, I would put Phineas and Ferb, Steven Universe in more of like they're a musical category, just like I would put Hazbin Hotel is it's a musical. But I want to say, even Kim Possible, it's not a musical. They don't have songs every episode. They don't even songs have every couple of episodes, but they do have music. And that's what I think pains me sometimes. Is that it's like, and I'm not talking music like background music, you know, the sound design. That's a different, I'm saying like they have singing. Like, no spoilers, but there is a like significant amount of song, like full-on songs in Kim Possible that is not breaking. It doesn't give musical suddenly. I fucking sing the songs. Like, to this day, I know by heart 3 of the songs.
Oh, yes, S-Jog. Season 3
it was a total drama island, girly.
Honestly, I know a lot of people were upset that they added music to Total Drama, but I gotta be honest, like, watching it as it was coming out, I was like, I'm vibing.
I'll never understand that sentiment.
Some of these songs are pretty good.
I will never, ever understand.
I'm sorry, some of these kind of slap.
The sentiment of, I don't know why they had... If the music's good, like, obviously bad music is bad music, but, like, I feel like some people just hate. And it's just like, I feel like maybe not anything.
The biggest complaint I hear is that people are like, oh, the music interrupts the story. And I'm like, no, guys. No. The music is the story. If it's a musical, it's delivering plot. It has to be a song. That is the structure of a musical.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
No, that's why every time when like there's like a Hazbin Hotel criticism that involved like, and I just really wish it didn't have so much emphasis and focus on the singing, or what was it? Oh, they're just putting all the exposition in the song, and it's like,
have you not seen a musical?
You never watched a musical? Like what?
Never?
Like if I can't listen to solely the score of the musical and have like 85 to 90% of the story
in World Tour, Federico, that's the one we're talking about. It's really
do you
funny,
like any musicals, my good Sir Madam?
Just decides like, oh, sure, musicals are popular. Why not? Oh, by the way, if you don't sing, you'll be kicked off the show.
pains me, Pastry Puff. Literally.
And that actually becomes a plot point, because one of the characters does leave when he chooses not to sing. He gets kicked off the show.
That's great. Yeah, I could never get into Total Drama Island personally, so I do not have this shared experience. But it sounds like that one I might have liked.
I probably watched Total Drama when I was admittedly too young for it.
I was definitely
Total
watching
Drama. I
couldn't get into 16 either. I never watched Totally Spies. I was definitely big Kim Possible girly. I watched that show fucking all the time, man. Yeah, exactly, Angel. It's like insane. The best way you heard to watch it.
Totally Spies? Oh, S-Truck, why would you remind me of that?
I said it.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry, Ori.
Watch Husband Hotel is like a stage musical where time goes by super quickly and a lot of music. It is a lot of music. But it's just like...
Wait, who said Totally? Did I say Totally Spies?
No, I said Totally Spies.
Okay,
I did.
Because I got really confused when S-Truck said you said it. I'm like, wait,
I said it. You, the collective you.
Pretty...
But... yeah,
okay.
Husband Hotel totally has its, like, flaws. I totally get it. But if your flaw is there's too much music and / or all the exposition is in the songs, this show is just not for you. Like, did you not... like, I know you didn't watch the pilot either at that point, but it's like, the show is not for you then. Okay.
Yeah, people skip the songs.
Yeah, people skip the songs.
And then they wonder, wait a second, why is Charlie suddenly in heaven right now?
It makes no sense, Pastry Puff. These people are, like, it's baffling. Baffling. Anytime somebody is like, I don't like musicals, it's then like, don't watch musicals then.
People were like, wait, when did Angel Dust and Husk become good friends? And I'm like, okay, one, you skipped the best song. Yeah. In the series.
Love that song.
And the plot is in the... why would you...
I can't... like, I have since seen Hamilton actually on Broadway. But before that, I'm just listening to the songs. They give you nearly the entire plot. That's the point. Beetlejuice,
it is a
same
good
thing.
Musical. You should be able to get the
Aladdin?
plot from just the songs alone.
There's obviously moments where it's like, okay, you know, I can see a little moment. Like, you know, you listen to Epic the Musical, right? The entire thing is literally a song. Now, there are a couple moments where it's like, I can see this being like a little bit of a stage moment for like a minute, you know, maybe with some dialogue or whatever. But like, obviously... the songs are the part. Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense.
I don't understand. Yeah, no, literally.
Can't watch Hamilton because you're a fan of clipping?
Huh?
Is this a history joke that I don't get?
It could.
Loser Baby is a great song. I love Loser Baby. I also
amazing.
love the one Alistair and Lucifer
I
share.
love More Than Anything.
Oh, More Than Anything does get me.
That's such a
but
good
no,
one.
what's the one that Alistair and Lucifer like sing battle over? I like that one a lot.
Oh, I know that one.
I'm blanking on the name of the song.
You did a cover of it. Hell's Greatest Dad. Is that it?
I think so. Yeah, that one. Oh, and of course the one
yeah,
it's not right, Sarah. That one. That one's also fucking good as shit. I listen to that one a lot.
Yes,
Did you know?
Not Hell is Forever.
Did you know
That's
or
something else. You didn't know.
You didn't know.
You didn't know.
Not Stayed Gone. I do like Stayed Gone, but that's the Vox one. I'm talking, yeah, it's Hell's Greatest Dad. I like that one a lot. I think that one's just a fun time. Ones to sing, though, is You Didn't Know. And even, like, Adams, I will say, the shining light of Has-Been Hotel is the songs are good. Like...
yeah.
If you're not okay with watching a musical, then you're just not gonna like it at all. You know what I'm saying? Like
you're not gonna get anything out of it if you don't enjoy musicals.
Yeah. But, like, I guess I just also miss the era of, like, oh, this show has, like, a boy band episode, and then they literally write songs for the boy band to have the boy band sing.
Fictional boy band to sing.
Yeah. They do that in, Gravity Falls. They do it in Compossible. They do it in a bunch of yeah. Girl, you got me acting so cray, 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 cray. You know that you want me, my baby. So good. Turning red.
Turning red.
Yes.
Yep.
And we never talk about the other side. I love the other side. To people who know David Diggs. And
What
David
do you
Diggs
mean I won't like a
see
musical if I
50
don't like musicals?
Yeah, I'm crazy.
I think you answered your own question.
Boys Who Cry. Also
Boys Who Cry
lovely.
was great.
See, SpongeBob also had songs. Not every episode, not all the time, but it still had them. Right?
Everyone remembers the campfire song.
The campfire song. A grill is a grill. This is surely so epic shit.
Is for friends who do stuff together.
Rip my pants.
For
I
you
should
and me.
Yep. F is for friends. Best day ever.
Yep, that was iconic.
Yeah.
They built that episode up so damn much. S-Truck like is a very strong word. I will say it's very catchy, and once you hear it, it will never leave your head.
It's definitely like when you watch the episode,
whether
it's
for better
too
or for
much.
Worse.
But having like the first verse and then the chorus, like that's enough. It goes on too long, but I do say I like the when the sun woke up and he smiled at me. He said it's gonna be a good one, just wait and see. Like I like that one part and then the little bit of the chorus, but it obviously goes on for way too long. Like it definitely goes. Yeah. Fucking Goofy Goober. Rock?
Only until his little heart gives out, Squidward. Just until his little heart
Goofy
gives out.
Goober Rock. Also iconic. Goofy Goober Rock.
Gary, come home.
Oh, Gary, come home. Now that we're men, we have facial hair. Now that we're men, I changed my own. Oh, Sweet Victory. Yes.
Sweet Victory. Yup. There's another good one.
Sweet Victory. Yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents. My Shiny Teeth and Me.
My shiny teeth, shiny teeth. Shiny teeth that glisten just like the stars in space. Shiny teeth that sparkle, that light up to my face. That was great. And of course, the other Chip Skylark smash, Icky Vicky.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think he was.
Vicky, you're so silky.
I had my
around you makes me oh so
my
silky.
college RA was literally like if a real person was Chip Skylark. Like visually, he looked
Holy
identical.
Shit.
It was nuts. We literally all go up to him and we're like, "What you gonna be for Halloween?" And he's like, "I don't know." And we're like, "You should be Chip Skylark." And he's like, "Really?" And we're like, "Yeah, you need to be Chip Skylark." Yeah, of course. That's one. Angel, that's what's really funny. The Sandy song, I listened to it again recently because Dylan and I were just like watching some SpongeBob just for fun, for reminisce, for like remembering all the jokes and stuff. And I don't remember her singing being that bad. It's real rough. It's real rough.
I'm not sure if this is a Mars lore, more like a Mars tidbit. But whenever I have like a hard day at work or just like I'm not feeling it, I will literally get in my car and just let out, I wanna go home.
Oh yeah, Texas. Yeah. No. It's a really fun one to sing. But when like, and I knew it not being like, you know, like musically beautiful or like the person was like a really crazy singer or anything. But like when I watched it again, I was like, oh, this is way worse than I remember.
Oh yeah, no, it's
like the singing here is like actively like woof.
And I think that's part of the joke. Like, they had to be aware of that.
Oh, no, Goofy Goober is a big parody with all of the outfits and the everything. Yeah. But most people watch it as like a kid, and if their parents don't tell them about it, you know, how you gonna know? See, and that's the other thing. I don't like the hate that jukebox musicals get just for being jukebox musicals, because I think jukebox musicals can be fine and good.
Well, but if you think about it, our playlist for Outcast is essentially a jukebox musical.
It literally doing, and saying like, if you're doing animatics and stuff, suddenly it's like bad. And it's like, what? No. That's not how it works.
Never how that works. It's me.
So it is just wild to me that there is like this inherent hate off the bat of like a jukebox musical. And it's like, I understand that like it can be bad, but like I love Chicken Little. That's got jukebox musical all in it.
I will admit, One Little Slip is a fun.
I love jukebox.
I do enjoy that song.
I like they have Staying Alive in it. They have you know, if you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Like they have, it's just a jukebox musical. And it's like, it's great. They have the other one where it's like, ain't no valley high enough.
They have Chicken Little sing We Are the
Yes,
Champions.
yes, We Are the Champions. Like, do I think Lin-Manuel Miranda fell off? I will admit that the last thing I can picture him being known for is Encanto. So I don't know. Has he done things since that I should know?
I feel like musicals, particularly of the Disney variety, are falling off because they're trying to recapture the Lin-Manuel Miranda magic, and they just do not know how it works.
Yes, the thumb piano. That's what it is. Kalimba is the word I wanted, but yeah.
He did the music for the Lion King prequel?
It's literally called a thumb, like that's not something I made up. See, like trying to think of a word pastry pup. Like
that's the
it's
thing.
Called
like
that.
I don't think the songs were bad. I just think in the context of the story they were in, it's like these songs
literally called Kalimba
story.
or the thumb piano. Like I'm not tripping. Like that wasn't like I just pulled that out of my brain. It's literally just another name for it. All right. Like finger condom, okay? He did the music for the Lion King prequel? You mean Mufasa? Mufasa, love
yeah.
Brother. That's a good song.
See, again, like, I think the songs are good. I just think in the context of the movie that they're in, they deserve to be in a better
Mary
movie.
Poppins 2 is fun. I love the music in Encanto. We don't talk about
and
Bruno
my cat
is
officially meowing.
Fucking epic as hell. Great one. Love the Encanto songs. No, I think it's a combination of deadlines, rough material, and just like I think the one difficulty with Lin-Manuel Miranda is he has a very, very, very specific style of music he likes to write that I don't think fits everywhere, right? I think it's obviously done well, right? Like, we don't talk about Bruno's epic as fuck, you know, all the other
we don't talk about
Encanto
Bruno's
ones are great.
Waiting on a Miracle is fantastic.
Almost every song in Dear Evan Hansen. Okay, Pastry Puff, I watched Dear Evan Hansen, and it did, so, like, I obviously knew it originally through the lens of the internet animatic scene, which obviously, big shippers. That one and Be More Chill, again, big shipping territory Tumblr vibe, you know, sort of shit going on with those two musicals. I will say,
massive.
Emotionally, when I saw Dear Evan Hansen, there was still emotions. Like, it did still hit a certain way, but overall, it's way, way better if they were gay. Like, it's really way better if it's just, like, they're actually gay. You know, like 100%.
Or he really wanted the secret lovers plot.
I did not see the film. I saw it on Broadway. I did not see the film. I did not want to see the film. I will also say, one of my favorite things to do when seeing Broadway is the effects. I will say how the stage effects were in Dear Evan Hansen was very cool. Honestly, one of my favorite stage effects, though, of, like, modern ones, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice's stage effects were fantastic. I love Beetlejuice.
Were incredible.
Great. Top tier stage effects. Mary Poppins. Really, really
Mary
great.
Poppins was really good.
Big Fish. Really, really good.
I actually went to see Stuff a couple months ago.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They had some pretty impressive stage productions as well.
And Beetlejuice is great.
There was
and
one
Aladdin.
trick where they had to light a statue on fire, like on stage, and that was wild. That was
I will say,
Lion King. Yep, that's a really good one.
Lion King is a really good one.
Stage.
But it's not at the same, it's a different type, if that makes sense.
Well, that
Lion
one's
King
more
is
about the costume.
Visually, yeah, exactly. Lion King is the costuming, not the stage effects. Lion King, visually very beautiful. The costuming, the way the animals are done, fantastic. But I'm talking like, in Mary Poppins, it's how they do the bag and all the magic. Right, in Big Fish, they're telling these stories and
it's
they
also
morph
how they do the transition.
Into the other things,
good.
And they have daffodils grow out of the stage. I still don't know how they do that. I watched daffodils grow out of the floorboards at a theater. I don't know how it was done. It was epic as fuck.
Magic.
That's why one of my favorite ones. Beetlejuice, they use the pit, 1, 2.
They use the pit
They use the pit a lot, which is fantastic. They also fall through the stage multiple times, very convincingly, which is really wild. They fall through the stage
multiple times. I'm pretty sure they had a spinning background at one point.
Yeah.
They have the giant snake, of course. Mm-hmm. And then there was also a lot of puppetry.
There's a lot
going
of puppetry.
On too.
A lot of puppetry.
Like, there was way more than I expected.
No. I'm sorry. I know my best, it's not a musical, but my best stage effects ever, and if you have the chance to see this play, please do. It's a riot. It is the play that goes wrong.
Oh my god, that one's amazing.
Loved it so much. And the stage play with the set is, it's one set, guys.
The way the actors have to be ready for the things to go wrong, but then play it as actors who weren't ready for things to go wrong.
And it's so convincing.
Comedic
and
gold.
it's so good.
It is masterful.
They've literally done characterception, right? Because you have the real person actor who is playing a person who is playing the role.
Exactly.
Insane. Oh my god.
Like, that was nuts.
It's done so well. It's done
like the amount
so
of rehearsal that must go into that,
because you can see
crazy.
The first level character peeking through the character that character's playing in the show when the shit goes wrong. But my mother, I don't think, stopped laughing once during the show. I was laughing vast majority of the time. I go, Dylan, you need to take me to see this again so you can see it, because oh my god, like, amazing stage effects. Oh my god. It's great. If you can, Estrock, it's really, really fun. It's a great, definitely up
fun.
there on the top ones.
Estrock, if you have Prime, you may have access to the first season of the show that goes wrong, which is basically kind of a continuation of the play. I binged the entire season 1 with my family.
To look into that.
Could not stop laughing. It was hysterical. I think my favorite one, they always open with the narrator talking about, like, due to the blah, 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 some things might be blah, blah, blah. Like, something always goes wrong, and they alert the audience of that.
Yeah.
And I think in my favorite episode, they said one of our designers got the placement of everything wrong. So the floor was on the ceiling or the chair was on the wall, and they tilted the camera so it looked like they were sitting on the floor, but everyone's like actually on the ceiling, so their hair is falling down. They have to be super careful when moving across, and they do so many gags during it. It's hilarious. Like, Ori, I honestly want to watch that.
No, I have to watch that. I have to watch that now.
Reaction.
Yeah, I have to watch that. Right?
It's so funny.
Oh, you were talking about Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. But yeah, no, I love The Play That Goes Wrong. Yeah, I didn't know that existed, Mars. I'm definitely gonna have to watch that.
Oh yeah, if you have Prime, that's the
I
one
do.
to check
Yeah,
out.
gotta. Live grenades. We don't want to tell them to put them away. No, so good.
I did think the Christmas episode left a little bit to be desired, but it wasn't bad by any.
It just wasn't amazing.
It just wasn't amazing compared to
the rest of them.
Gut busters from earlier.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think my mother stopped laughing.
Oh yeah, no, so I never got a chance to take my parents to see that play. I went with my grandma actually. And no, Ori is very much not aware of the time pastry puff.
I did glance, but we were still talking.
But yeah, so my grandma and I went to go see that play. We went to go see 2 plays in honor of my grandfather's passing because he wanted to see those 2. It was the SpongeBob musical and The Play That Goes Wrong. So we went to go see those in his honor, and she could not stop laughing throughout the whole thing. I was also laughing off. It was amazing. And then about a couple weeks ago, so it was fairly recent, my parents found season 1 of The Show That Goes Wrong, and we could not stop laughing. It was hysterical.
Ever discussed not for broadcast? We did not, but I am gonna have to cut this off because I do know that at some point very soon a very sleepy Dylan is going to come in here and be like, oh, it's my time. So I don't want to have to rush that, but we can certainly
drive 3 hours tomorrow
and bring it up another time.
Yes, don't let us forget.
Maybe. Estrak, I do know that Mars and I do have a fair amount of random shit coming up at a certain point. So, I know we have a bunch of games to just play a little bit of and see. And then, similarly, like Dylan's like, oh, you'd love Blueprints, Ori. And I do think I would, but I think it needs too much brain power to play on stream at any given time.
Maybe a trial run off stream to see how it works.
I think it would just be way too much brain power. Like, my understanding of it would just be way too much brain power. But thank you all for coming. I know I didn't get very far,
yes,
but I got a little bit.
No, we did so much tonight. We talked about the ins and outs of Art Fight.
Yeah, we talked about the anatomy.
Advice. We were able to give some writing advice. We were able to talk about media. We were able to talk about musicals. I think this was incredibly productive.
You know, it was very productive, and I still got Averett stuff done. You know, so
yeah, look at that.
Wasn't all rough. Look at him in his military tank top and pants.
In those booty shorts.
Well, now he's not wearing pants yet. All right.
That's why I'm calling them booty shorts.
It's just a booty with a belt, a disembodied belt. He's wearing it for fashion. But yes, say goodbye to Mars for the week. Mars will not be here tomorrow.
Yes, I'm going off to touch grass tomorrow.
Put it somewhere else, Allie.
Debatably. Is going to an anime convention, touching grass. I think it counts.
Yeah, it is touching grass because you're not on the internet. That's the only caveat, is literally going outside. You will be outside.
I suppose I will be touching
at a certain point.
grass.
Yes. You have to send me pictures, okay? And,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. We will see you all. Well, Mars won't. So
Well,
wish Mars a
I'll
good weekend.
see you all on Tuesday.
Yes, but you will see Dylan and I for finishing up Frog Detective tomorrow. Hopefully.
Yes.
We will definitely
Everyone
finish
be
the
nice
second
to them
game.
tomorrow.
Really, really hope to finish the third game. Remember, everybody, make sure we use Giark and not Craig tomorrow because of their maintenance. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. So you'll see Mars next week. And yeah, good night.
Good night, everybody. Have fun tomorrow and have a good weekend.